But I know you're a little hurting. I'm not hurt, probably as bad. Like I didn't have a holiday party last night, but I got drunk during this tournament, like tight. You know, we went to dinner and I got drunk. You know, so it's like I'm like not bad.
I'm hurt.
But like
I'm straight up hurting today.
yeah, I'm not like bad by any means, but like I ordered a bagel for delivery and it got here 10 minutes before 11, and I was like, I'm just fucking.
Mine got here at 11 as I was walking in the door from CVS. I'm like, dude, you kidding me right now?
You didn't get your bagel at CVS though, right?
No, I had to go.
Okay,
get
tight.
some.
Then we would instantly end this podcast right now if you got your bagel at CVS.
I mean, he's in Florida. That's a possibility.
It
right?
is. That's why I asked. That's why I asked.
I mean, it is right. We have that's one of the greatest things about living in South Florida is that we have those combo like CVS/Jewish delis kind of thing going on.
Oh wait,
you
it's
got
a multiple deal.
Oh wait, that was a real thing.
You get corned beef on rye with side of some. You get the Tums right there. You know
oh my god. Oh my god.
Get actually out of here. Get actually out of here. I love it. No, I love it. I'm a big fan of it.
It's a great. I think we just tapped into something here.
Oh
yeah.
You tapped into inner rage is what you just did.
So funny, dude.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
All right.
Charlie, your beard looks pretty gnarly today.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm hungover as fuck right now.
Yeah, but did you put the beard gel in there?
I did not. That's from last night. Leftover.
Yeah.
All right, I'll get us started. Did it go?
Let's do it.
Did it go out yet? I don't know if it went out with the bot.
Dude, so we watched the. I mean, since we're not talking, haven't started yet. We watched the Cyberpunk anime this weekend.
Oh yeah,
super good, yo. Like
I didn't even know. I know there was one.
It's super good. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay.
One of these days, I'm gonna get an actual recording going, an intro recording going.
It doesn't
anyway.
Of the intro.
Of the intro one day.
That should be the New Year's resolution.
just get the yeah. That's I used to tell Hebrew that I'm like, dude, man, just record yourself and just slap it in there when you're done. You don't have to do this every single time.
Yeah, but then it's like then I have to do more work because then I have to edit, I have to find where the intro is and all that sort of stuff, and I have to put the intro in. One of these days, I'll just do it.
Hooch, you guys still have the same crew over at A&R?
They do, but I've stopped. I'm no longer doing the pod.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're no longer doing it with them?
No. We can go into it a little bit later if you guys want, but like, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't mean to bring that. I didn't know.
Oh no, it's not bad. It's totally not bad. No,
yeah. Fuck those motherfuckers. I hate that.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Overachievers Gaming Podcast. I am your host,
I'm glad you just did that intro while I was in the middle of saying that Chewburger asshole.
I know, right? There you go.
We love that Chewburger asshole.
Yeah, I love that Chewburger asshole.
I love chewing assholes.
That definitely can be taken in the wrong context, but take
mine in the wrong context.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
Game of the year, baby.
I'll talk. Well, I mean, I'm gonna just start the intro over again.
You're gonna start over ago.
Over ago.
Once long ago in a time.
Round two. Fight. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Overachievers Gaming Podcast. I am your host, Vash, joined as always by Ashley Pastrami, Chef Crondo, and for our 2022 Game of the Year episode, we have DaHuch in the house.
What up? What up?
Thanks so much for joining us again. It's been a minute since we've had you on the pod, and also I'm a mess today. I'm just like so hungover from last night.
The pad
from the pad.
I think the last time what were we talking about last time?
Damn, that was really funny.
I don't remember, but I think wasn't
NCAA every time you're on the show.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Next year, dude. Right? Isn't it next year? 2023.
It's gonna be my game of the year.
Okay. Although before we get started, I do have one question. That's just gonna probably make it so you're not gonna like me anymore. Because I've heard, and no. We've had like talks and conversations like on the Discord or whatever. But what I haven't heard lately from you, particularly Crondo, is how you doing in Crisis Core, man. You seem to be pretty busy. I know this was a thing. What's going on?
Is this like a sour subject?
Yeah, it is a sour subject because GameStop can lick the lowest part of my testicles.
What happened?
Specifically,
this is actually really fucked up. But the employee there took my pre-order on 3 different games and basically stole my money. and I have no way. I don't keep my I mean, I'm ignorant. I didn't keep my receipts because I'm in the mindset of like, okay, they got this shit in the computer system, right? Never in a million years would I think that some little kid thought he was like, you know, savvy enough to pull off some shit like this. But yeah, so my pre-orders for Tactics Ogre, Final Fantasy Crisis Core, and Harry Potter were all placed in the willy-nilly ether of nowhere. And I just found it out the other day when I went in to go pick up Final Fantasy. So Charlie and I have already talked about it, and we both, and my girlfriend's in town. He had a bunch of stuff going on, so we haven't started it yet. I know that we've been talking all kinds of shit, but we're playing. He and I like had a gentleman's agreement that we weren't going to use our schedules as like leverage to fuck each other over in the
Okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
so.
So we got
This is all a roundabout. This is all a roundabout way of me making. These are preemptive excuses for whatever reason that I can't. This man's a freak of nature. Like I haven't even beat God of War yet, and he's like making videos about how to zero to platinum the game. Like I'm fully convinced that we are seeing the real version of Charlie, but Charlie is like definitely written some AI machine learning program to like play the games for himself so that he can platinum games faster and be a good husband and be a good dog dad and be Ryan Reynolds, you know, like personal
boy.
This man's got more shit going on than I do. I'm like, fuck, I got like nothing going on. I can't platinum a game even if I put my full attention on it because I'll be like, Warcraft.
Yeah, well, you should have gotten the digital edition. And even though, yes,
there you go.
You know, we did have the.
Here we go. You know what? I feel like this is the lift. This was the lift off that like set me off in the department. And you guys know, I feel like Hooch has already been down this road with me before, where I'm like, man, I'm just one of those old school people. Like I want to like go into the store and I want to look and I want to hold it in my hands. I still am that way, but like,
it's fine.
I can't support GameStop anymore. Like I feel bad.
Well,
but,
see,
like,
I have
GM...
to because I'm holding to the moon, baby. Your
there you go.
That's
That's
so
fine.
That's different.
I don't blame anybody. It's actually what the problem is that it's an individual store by store basis. So like the GM of the store had every chance to refund my $15, and he chose not to, which is a really fucking petty mistake to make in customer service. Like your employee, you fired the guy. You by telling me you fired the guy because he was doing that, you admitted it, or you're accepting blame for. So like in the legal area, you literally just ousted yourself for taking responsibility for it, right? So like if I were a petty dick, I could be like, let me take this small claims court, but I really can't because GameStop's so whatever. I'm not gonna do that for $15 friggin', but still, like that's how petty it is. It's like I spend probably $500, $600, $700 a year there buying random games, and I'm not gonna do it anymore. I'm gonna buy them from, I don't know, Amazon.
Amazon's what I used to do.
I wish to God there were a store in my local city that I could go to and give them my business, but I don't have one. That's why I go to GameStop. But anyways, we're here to talk about the game of the year and some phenomenal games that did come out
I know,
this year.
but before we do that, I want to show you a quick tip though, because I found something out that you might like. Let me show you something real quick. So you have this, right? If you buy this helm right here, it actually
why are you playing the game already?
It actually gives you the
why are you playing the game
trophy
already?
Right there.
Wait, why are you playing the game? Wait, what the fuck?
Wait, you just got the platinum trophy?
Platinum the game?
Wait, what?
Oh, no.
What just happened? Wait, you just bought the platinum trophy?
No. I platinumed the game
he had to do. Yeah, that was the last thing he had to do.
That was the last thing I had to do.
This motherfucker has been waiting for this just to do it. Wow, that's actually really funny, dude. Charlie, you're like a funny guy. This may have been one of the funniest things you've ever done. That was savage.
Chef
that was
Crondo
hilarious.
left the chat.
There it is. Come on.
GG.
I you know what? I call fucking shenanigans on that. Okay, I am definitely not paying you for that. Like that is GG.
I'll get here.
That gentleman, that you just crossed the line. Fucking 51 trophies,
dude. That's right. Josh,
there's no way that Genji helm just gave you 51 friggin' trophies.
It didn't. I've been playing the game. Yes. But here's what I'll give you Here's what I'll give you the
fucking guy.
Here's what I'll give you the thing about. Hold on. Stop
the fucking presses. This dude over here just took a fucking bet with me. Tells me I'm gonna be too busy. Let's start on after Christmas, and then goes and platinums the friggin' game.
Oh man.
I'll give you this. There's my time in the bottom left-hand corner. It took me 49 hours to get it. If you can do it under 50, you win.
Oh man.
I like if it wasn't gonna mess up the recording, I would have totally have left the chat for the bit, but I know it would have like made it more difficult for you, which I should have done anyways because you're an asshole. But
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. I just had to.
Man, I guess I'm not even gonna buy the game now.
No, buy the game and play it. It's
Buy
fun.
the
It was just.
game.
I'm kidding. I'm gonna buy the game. I haven't had time. I legitimately haven't had time.
I know. I was like, oh, I wonder. Like, I picked it up. I turned it. I like played the first day. I was like, oh, I wonder what Josh has been up to with this. And then I saw, oh, he hasn't even gotten it yet. I was like, oh, I'll just play it and have fun with it. And then I got like real close to it. I was like, oh, I'll just do it. And I thought it would be fun to do the bit.
Digital download, but it's. I mean, you guys know, like, I look. Especially a Final Fantasy game, like I have to have it. Like it's got to go with my collection, you know.
Yeah.
Like, look, I'll even show you guys before we get started. Dom will appreciate this. This was my Christmas gift to myself. I bought a reprint of Pokemon Green, which actually it just goes with the collection. This was my like little treat to myself, but it looks good sitting between the OG red and blue. You know what I'm saying?
That's awesome.
Anyway,
Man, I was
Just trying to make myself feel better.
How
I'm
savage that shit was.
That was
here for
more
that.
was more savage than BD hitting you with the unicycle charity ride for displaced rats or whatever it was.
anyway,
I need to get in the chat. Is there actually anybody here?
yeah, BD's in the chat.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, Game of the Year edition. Thank you everyone for tuning into that
Fucking
fun
ruined my
event.
year.
I thought that was a good way
Well,
to.
I guess you could technically put that game in your top 10 now.
It's almost in my top 10, so it's fine.
No,
But anyway, for those who have not heard this before, well, first off, before we get into Hooch, you give us a little.
For anybody that wasn't here, this dude just platinumed fucking Final Fantasy Crisis Core right in front of our eyes. So, anybody that was actually listening to the shit talking bonanza, I definitely just now it's like my foot is like in the fucking back of my mouth. So,
I think we all knew that's where it was to begin with, so don't feel
whoa,
bad.
whoa. Hold on. Let's be honest here. If this came to League of Legends or World of Warcraft, I would mop the floor with all of you. That's all I'm saying. Those are the only two games that I can claim any goodness at because I have addiction problems. Okay.
Well, that's fine.
That's
fine.
fine.
But when you stepped into freaking Charlie's world and was like, "I'm gonna take you on." Like you literally walked up to Mike Tyson and punched him in the face and expected nothing to happen.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, yeah. That's like that. The what did he say? He's like everybody's tough until they get slapped in the mouth or something like that.
Yeah.
Everybody acts tough on social media until you get slapped in the mouth.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, it took me 3 days to do all that.
I think I just got slapped in the mouth.
Yeah, it was
metaphorically speaking.
Yeah, no, I thought it was. I thought it would be a good. I thought it would be a good fun.
That is 50 hours of dedication to your bit. I mean, that's not like I'm just gonna throw this in there real quick. Just a couple minutes out of my day, like I would, like a normal person would. But you know, Charlie over here, fucking AI freak of nature.
Came out on Tuesday, by the way.
I still love the fact that he was like right there, do this thing, boom, bam, there it is, done.
Anyway,
I thought we were. That was not the direction I thought this was going at all.
No.
No, I didn't. I was not anticipating that.
Oh man.
All right.
I think.
All right, I'll get us actually into the podcast now.
Bash is a machine. Yeah, it's not even the washing machine is what they're gonna call him. The bashing machine. Washing them platinum trophies.
And that's number 65 for me, by the way. That's fun.
It should have been 69. I don't
should
know.
have been.
You know what?
It
What kind of dedication do you have to your bit, man? It should have been 69.
It should have been 69.
You should have gone and platinum 4 games out of the store because we already know that you have the roadmap to easy platinum games. So
I don't do easy platinum games. Come on. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. So for those who have not listened to our Game of the Year podcast before, please, they're all available on your platform of choice. You can, by all means, go ahead and listen to.
And they're always funny.
And they're always funny. They may not be this level of funny,
man, dude.
but
I have
they're.
to say that they're not
Bullshit,
always
dude.
funny. Like, all of our
next
episodes
year,
are funny.
I'm setting this up. I'm gonna fuck you over next time, dude. Damn it.
There we go. I
Son
can't
of a
wait.
bitch.
You're so look, you're cute. Like you think
He's
like
trying.
okay. I appreciate I appreciate your dedication to the bit. Charlie is a freak, and this is what he loves to do. And I appreciate that you're like, okay, next time I'm getting. Every time this happens, all right, next time. This is like some WWE shit. I lose 99 times. Can't say I lost.
Hold on.
Time,
Let's look at this from an outside perspective. Okay, so when Elden Ring happened, Elden Ring was my own issue. Okay, because I was playing World of Warcraft like a mongoloid instead of actually playing Elden Ring. Okay, so that one I paid for without even thinking twice about it. Okay. Final Fantasy Strangers of Paradise, we talked about doing it together, and then one day he just goes and does it by himself, okay? Yeah. And then I have to pay him for the game because I technically lost the race, okay? And then this guy reaches out to me like, "Oh, hey, I'm gonna be busy. Let's wait till after Christmas." You know, I need to smoke some.
Give this man some of the devil's lettuce. Well, okay. Now
I'm just teasing. We'll drop the bit now.
No, it's good.
No, that was good.
That
was good. Though. Yeah, that'll make for some good for the tiki talk.
For the tiki talk.
Oh yeah,
there you go.
That was good.
Hopefully we lose more followers from that.
Yeah, it's so wild that happens. Whatever, I don't really care. Anyway, so for those who have not getting back into the podcast aspect.
Yes, sorry.
Those who have not listened to our Game of the Year episodes before, so we have a little thing that we do. So we have we list our top 10 games of the year, that what we've either played or watched or have viewed, because we're all busy individuals and we don't necessarily get a chance to watch or play 10 games. So we typically do 10 through 6 is our, we just go through list whatever from 10th to 6th. But before we do that, we go through our honorable mentions. So we have honorable mentions or flops you guys have for the year. We essentially just go through and just chat about this real quick. So real quick, I'll let Hooch introduce himself for those who don't know who Hooch is, who's been on the podcast before, because that was just 20 minutes of intros and rambling. So yeah, and then we'll get into
what else will we do?
That's very true.
Oh, come on, man. That's what the people are here for. They don't care about what we have to say about video games. They just like to hear me put my foot in my mouth and how good you are at platinum games. Damn.
Is it that he's
little column A, little column B? I mean, we stay for we're here for the info, but stay for the shenanigans.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's a perfect.
Wait for NCAA to come out, and then let's see. Let me.
What a fucking poet
you want to go again?
Don't like football game? No.
Oh no.
Like,
I don't even like sports games. I'll do it.
Part of me wants to throw Hogwarts Legacy out there, but then again, like,
I don't think you want to. I don't think you want to.
Hogwarts Legacy, I already know I would be ADD out on that game, so that's probably not a good idea. Dude,
well,
I was freaking practicing for this on my PSP and everything,
no.
dude. Like, I played through the whole game on the PSP just so I would have the fucking advantage, and it meant nothing.
No,
it meant nothing.
It's not the no. So I don't know if you heard. If you can get it in under 50 hours, you'll win.
It doesn't matter.
You can still win. You can still win.
Yeah, the pressure. So wait, hold on. So does that mean that I have to like, I have to like under the radar play the game until I beat it until I platinum the game under 50 hours?
Yeah, you can play it at your whatever pace you want.
Mm-hmm. As long as it's under 50 hours of game time.
I'll give you an extra 45 minutes.
You still have the opportunity to come back in and hoist the trophy.
That's the only
raise the belt.
That's the only fair thing I could have done for pulling this out from underneath you, but.
Okay, video games. Cool. Best video games. I got my top 10, my honorable mentions.
I was waiting for
and
Hooch.
My biggest flop of the year.
Hooch is gonna intro himself.
Oh, it's okay.
Hooch gonna intro himself. I have ADD. If y'all can't tell, I'm still salty as hell about this whole thing. So excuse me.
Oh my god, it's all good. It's all good. It's hilarious.
Forgive me for interrupting you.
No, to be honest, there isn't a whole lot to say because, as we mentioned before we started, formerly of the A&R podcast, I have since decided to step away from doing that. Really, what it boiled down to, just real quick, was it became I was doing games and movies and stuff more for the pod, and I was taking the fun out of those things. And I also felt like I didn't. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't helping because they would start talking about trailers that I wasn't watching purposely. Right. Yeah, so I'm coming into this just, totally messing up the vibe. So I'm like, you know what, guys, I'm going to take a step back. If you guys need me for anything, like one shots or whatever, bring me in. Not a big deal. But no, still, I mean, I still say, those guys were great to have fun with. It's now down to Muggin and Hebrew because Chewburger stepped out long before. But like it was still, I mean, it's a lot of fun. I still like listen to him and talk to him. Still on the Discord over there. A&R Pod. I can't remember what the Discord thing is. I never could remember that.
How did anyone remember any of this?
Reality, isn't it?
I know. I never remember what it is. But for the most part, I've just been, hanging out, doing my dad thing, learning how to be a game designer and all that other stuff. So it's been fun.
Well, we love having you. It's not the first, not the last. We're big fans, so thanks for hanging, dude.
It's the last time I'm on the show ever. until I can platinum a game, I don't think I belong here.
Chef's out here, like, you know what? He's like sitting there, like sad counter, like maybe this isn't for me.
It's like I can't believe it, man.
Second guessing all of my life's decisions,
dude. Like,
I look forward to hanging with you guys and catching the pod when I can. You guys start so damn early though, so I'm on the West Coast.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah, it's tough. I'm sorry, I'm eating a sandwich because I'm just need some greasy food in my face right now.
He's hungover because he was up all night playing Final Fantasy Crisis Core.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what he was doing. He wasn't necessarily drinking or having a party or whatever. He was at the party in the corner.
He was cruising at home by himself last night with Amanda and the pups. Like, yeah, babe, I won it again. I'm the best.
I'm so close.
I'm gonna finish.
Yep.
Did Amanda play any part in this?
No. She's just like, what are you doing right now?
Yeah, she's an angel.
She's completely innocent in this whole entire endeavor.
All right. I had to make sure. Archie and Ronan, though, I know they were there with you. They could have told me.
They're barking up like, man. They're just like, every bark is like some shit talk.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I wonder if it was the thing where he's just like, I got to do this thing to Josh. Just let me do this thing to Josh, and then we'll do all the stuff you want to do afterwards.
That whole video game experience was fueled by spite. That's the best part about it. Like,
he challenged me. I can't let this go. He challenged me.
He played that whole game, just saying to himself, like, "Oh, that guy, he's gonna feel it. He's gonna get crushed. He's gonna." I
want the Rocky montage style clips of Charlie
5 hours later. Okay, the
sitting like this,
sorry, it's just too good. It's too good. We can't drop it. It was so unexpected. Like that's just like I mean, I hate it. I'm pissed, but it was a pleasant surprise because it was obviously hilarious. But I mean, hey, dude. Master tier troll over here. My hat's off to you. You're a step above me, man. I wouldn't have thought to do that. Was some fucking dedication, dude. Anyways, all right, get started on. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on.
Wait, so are we doing all our flops first, and then we're doing our list?
Do honorable mentions, flops, and then you get into your top, the bottom 5, so 10 through 6.
Okay.
So Hooch,
don't we always start with the guest?
Yep. So Hooch, you're up first. Let us know what you have for 10 through 6 and your.
Okay, so starting with the honorable mentions and flops or whatever, I decided to go with games that I really wanted to play, either started, didn't start at all, or didn't even pick up. Right. Nice. So I have 3 that fit in that first category. Stray was one that I started, right, and then just for whatever reason, lots times I'll pick up a game and then some other game will come in or whatever, and I just won't go back to it. Yeah. So that was one. There was another one, Triangle Strategy, that I really wanted to play. I played the demo, and I'm like, it's great, but I didn't even bother to pick it up. And then the third one,
what is Triangle Strategy?
Oh, you'll hear about it from my list.
Yeah, there you go. I figured it would be in his list. The third one is a game that I bought, installed, then never fired up, and that was Deathloop, because I heard some pretty good stuff about it, and I'm like, I want to play this game, but I never did.
Yeah. Did that come out this year?
Yeah,
that was this year. Yeah, and ironically, my two biggest disappointments are something that are close to me personally, and that is Multiverses and Gotham Knights.
Wait. Why is Multiverses a disappointment to you?
Because it had such promise in the beginning, as far as like it was a great game. It was supposed to dethrone Smash as the mashup brawler, and because of things. Things that I know that I can't talk about, and other things that were outwardly shown to the public. Like, if you're playing a fighting game, you can't have a fighting game where players don't understand why they lost an engagement, an encounter, because your hit detection and your animations are so wonky that I don't know where my hitbox is when I'm doing this move, and especially when you want it to be a casual appeal game. Yeah. Right. So and then another big thing was, how do you make a 4-player brawler game and do not have couch play right out the box?
True.
Right.
Yeah, that is true.
So, Yeah, and it was just like it had so much promise. I mean, fidelity, like visually wise, it was great. They really stuck true to like the characters and the feel of the characters. Like, I mean, you look at Batman, R.I.P. Kevin Conroy, and it's Batman. It's your Batman, like the Batman we grew up with. Like, feels that way. It feels great, right? And even the characters that had the Steven Universe characters in, I love that animation, right? And so, like, to have these characters be authentic with the voice actors who actually did the roles for these, characters in the shows and movies and whatever, was great. I mean, that was just, they stuck the landing on that. But then the gameplay fell off, and then they just didn't have a lot of game modes. And so it was a thing that I was concerned when it came out, whether or not it was going to maintain the hype that it did, or it was going to peter out, and it kind of did. So that's
I was
why
going to say I didn't really hear anything about it once it came out. You're right. Yeah.
Right.
Now that you think about it, I mean, I played it. I thought it was fun. It's just fighting games are not my style. Like I wanted all I wanted to do was I wanted to be Shaggy, and I just wanted to like go play 2 mode and just beat people up. And
I
just
want to beat people up with a burrito. You want to beat up
with a burrito, with a
like
sandwich.
It was a lot of fun.
Like, Scoob, we're at the fuck this guy up.
But like, even when you go into that, like some of the character choices they made, I'm like, why do we have gremlins in this? Why is a Mogwai?
I don't think I
saw
saw that. Like, I don't think I got that far into it.
Yeah. So they introduced Gizmo and Spike as playable characters.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I saw Gizmo. Yeah. I don't know. They were probably just trying to do the same thing that Smash does with appealing to like Pikachu and different Pokemon and stuff like that.
Cute factor.
But you see those characters that they bring in as potential fighters anyway. Like there are a handful of characters like Wii Fit Trainer that like, why is this person in a fighting game? But that's where you get every now and then those little wonky ones, right? That like kind of are the outliers. But like when all of your characters have you questioning why? What? There's so many others you could have gone with. Why this one? So,
all right.
Yeah.
Who's gonna kick it off next?
All right, you, Josh, because
that was everything, right? Do you have anything?
What did you want me to go through the
10
through 6 too?
Yeah, 10 through 6. Yeah, 10 through 6.
Yeah, 10 through 6. All right, 10 through 6.
Wait.
Most of these...
we do honorable mentions that we do 10 through. What if I don't even have a 10 through 6? What do I do?
And you abstain until you hit 5.
Okay, you know what?
And get good
There's
scrolls.
no rules. Nothing matters.
Nothing matters.
What is
I'm
society
sorry.
if not rules and existential crisis?
We live in a society.
So my 10 through 6 are also in the same vein of like the honorable mentions, where it's games that I picked up, played a little bit of, and then just couldn't really get back into. And number 10, my very first Pokemon game, which is Pokemon Arceus. That's the very first Pokemon game outside of Pokemon Go.
Dude.
Outside of Pokemon Go, I don't really count that, but that's kind of what started the whole thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first Pokemon game I ever played was Pokemon Arceus, and I played it. I got had a lot of fun with it. Didn't get very far because I kept running around trying to catch different Pokemon, which to me is like, that's fun. There you go.
Yeah.
I got what I wanted out of it. And I know everybody was talking about how the graphics were crap and all this other stuff, but like, for the most part, I had fun. I had a lot of fun playing the game.
That's all that matters.
Number 9,
really,
and this was and I was really super hyped about this one, which is Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga. And the only reason why it's number 9 and not higher on the list is because of how little I played it. Because the game was so damn huge. Like I don't have time. I don't have time to get into this right now. Number 8 was Tiny Tina's Wonderland, another game that was really freaking cool to play. But then again, the looter shooters, I think, might be something that I have to push to the back burner until I do get more time, because run, kill. What do I got here? All right. Okay. Run, kill. It was just a little bit too much.
They're really fun when you have like when you have multiple people to play with.
Yeah.
The tiny
number
teams,
7,
like the Borderlands, stuff like that.
Number 7,
Sorry, go ahead.
Wrath of the Lich King Classic. And me and a bunch of friends like ran and burned through to get up to that. And then we got there, we played it, and we were like, this is fun, but we don't have the XP boost anymore. So, okay, we're going to move on. But still, I recognized it brought back kind of that nostalgia feeling. And I'm like, oh my God, this was when I really had a lot of fun with Warcraft. So much so that I went back and tried retail and actually had some fun with that. More on that later. And number 6, Gran Turismo 7.
Oh, I was wondering if
totally
anybody was
forgot
gonna
that
have
came
that
out.
one.
I picked it up and I played it for a bit and I was loving it. And then again, it was just like, it just takes so long to get through like some of the races and stuff. And I'm like, by the time I have time to do it, I'm so tired. And something about driving games, if I'm playing like late at night, I'll fall asleep at the wheels. Like,
Yeah.
you know?
Better there than on the real
Yeah.
road, right?
Yeah. No. I'll do it on the real road too if it's too late. That's why it's like it's a thing, I guess. So, but yeah, so that's and that was it. That like my 6 through 10 were games that were good, but just I didn't get a chance to really dig into.
Yeah.
Cool. Josh.
What'd you play in Wrath?
What did I play?
Yeah.
I went DK. I was doing DK because that's what we wanted to tank. So
If anybody ever wants to play Wrath, I suggest starting it up and playing a DK. It's just god tier. Anyways,
yeah,
because I could do a whole podcast about World of Warcraft. We're not going to do that to you. You want me to go first?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, because we'll go just on my screen. It's Hooch, then Josh, then Dom, then me. So
Okay.
do that.
Okay. So my honorable mentions are same as Hooch. I picked games that I didn't have time to play that I really wanted to play. Lego Star Wars was my first one. Really wanted to try that out because Mish and some of the other boys are really into it, and it looks really cool. I love Star Wars. Just definitely something I didn't have time for. Horizon Forbidden West. I really want to try out the Horizon series, but I just it's just not something I actually have never played the first one. So yeah, I know. I have it downstairs.
Yeah.
I have it downstairs. It's just one of those games that like it just I know. I have Meech says the same thing to me all the time. Third was
hold on. What is that case that you have? What is it? Is that
this?
Is it green hands holding onto it?
Oh yeah. So you can like prop the phone up while you're.
That's
while
pretty
you're
rad.
sitting
Okay,
there.
sorry. I just saw that. I just got eight. I was like,
Just,
ooh, shiny.
sit. I was just holding it in my hand. 'Cause I had it like all the way over here. Next was DaHuch Chronicles. It was a game done by Square, but it came out on the Switch not too long ago. It's basically like triangle strategy. It's one of those they're not real time strategy. I don't know what kind of strategy RPG, turn based. I don't know what you would call them. Kind of like Final Fantasy Tactics, Fire Emblem, one of those turn based tactics style games. But the graphics looked insane. I just thought it looked badass, and some other boys have tried it in the Discord, and I know they said it was really good. And then the fourth on my list is Marvel Midnight Suns. Like I want to try that. I don't know if any of you have that in your top 10. But,
I should have put that on my list as the one I want to play.
Yeah, it looks disgustingly awesome, and I definitely have not had the time to do that because of other games that I've been getting into. But my biggest flop for 2022 was Diablo Immortal. Game fucking sucks. Straight up disappointment as a motherfucker, man. And I'm sorry I'm cursing so much, but I spent like $1,000 on that game, and I regret every penny of it.
They didn't not literally $1,000.
Yeah, literally $1,000.
Wow.
I built a website for somebody, for a client, and I made $1,000 off of it, specifically with the mindset of I'm going to spend all this money on Immortal. And that was every penny I spent on the game. So at that point, once I stopped spending, the game fell off hard, like hard, to the point where it sucked. Like it was just pointless to play the game, and the whole Immortal versus Shadow system it's just terrible game, terrible implementation, had infinite possibilities to make a great mobile game, but they ruined it by with greed. I'm sorry. Like, and I know that's like the common thing with all the multiplayer free to play games, but anyways, biggest disappointment 2022. I don't want to spend any more time on that dog shit game. My 10
the UI was good, right?
The UI wasn't bad. I mean, I didn't look. The gameplay wasn't bad. I didn't have. I mean, it wasn't great, but like, I don't know. I mean,
I only asked that because I know one of the UI designers on the thing. That's why it was a selfish little question.
It really wasn't. No. Like, I actually. Okay, like the reason I don't like the game is because they did a poor job of implementing a online community aspect of it, because it became toxic real fast, with the focal point being you can't roll with the big boys unless you spend money. And I get that's how it is in most of these games, but like it's egregious in that game where the Immortals get a heavy leverage over the Shadows in terms of their rewards system. So it's like the whole point is you want to be the Immortals, but if you are not part of this like crew of people who turn out to be really asshole people that I don't want to play with, then it's just pointless. Anyways, 10 through 6. Number 10, even though I haven't played it yet, I put Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core because it's the game I was the most excited to play this year. So literally not even making it up. Like it's in my notes right there. Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core. So my number 9.
That shot right there should be what you put on like for the pod. Like
That's
just Josh flipping the bird right there. That's what you need.
Number 9 is Pokemon Arceus. I thought the game was great. I actually thought this game came out last year. I don't know why I thought this was a 20.
It's just the beginning. It was like the very beginning of the year.
Yeah. Great game though. Like I definitely enjoyed it. I actually like the implementation of the system they made where you actually have to like go out and you can battle, throw the balls, you can switch the Pokemon around in battle. Like it was pretty cool. Like I can see where they're going with it. It definitely has a little room for improvement, but overall it's a great game. Number 8, I put Stray. I didn't beat the game, but I'm a cat guy. We all knew I was going to play that game. It's the shit. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful game. If you're into cats, beautiful. Like it's
cool story.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Plus your cat's gonna think it's interesting. I swear, it's super true. Number 7 is kind of a twofold thing, but GameStop can eat a dick. So I put Triangle Strategy / Tactics Ogre Reborn because they're kind of the same game. Triangle Strategy is another game like Final Fantasy Tactics where it's a turn-based, strategy style game where you can RPG game. But Tactics Ogre Reborn, Tactics Ogre was a game that came out I think in like 1993, I want to say, on Super Nintendo, but it never released in North America, just in Japan. And it was basically the preface for the game that was designed for Final Fantasy Tactics, which is personally one of my all-time favorite games. So I've always wanted to play this game. The fact they were doing a remake of it, it's just I never knew it existed until I saw somebody on Twitch playing it, and then I heard about the remake, and I'm like, I'm super duper hyped about this game. Still am, but anyways, number 6 for me is gonna be Marvel Snap.
Oh,
yeah. I thought Marvel Snap
because it's that low.
yeah, for me it is because I'm not huge on card games. I'm sure it's up there for Dom and maybe you because like that's more up your guys' alley. I think, dude, it's a phenomenal game. It's the best card game I've played, but I'm gonna let you guys talk about it because you guys will definitely have more to say. But phenomenal game, dude. Especially I think for me the best part about Snap is that it has a low level of
the barrier entry.
The barrier entry is not high at all. Like if you're not a big card game person, you can totally get into this game. And the card art is the shit. And I'll leave you guys to talk about the rest of it. And that's my 10 through 6.
Cool. Dom, do you have any 10 through 6 or no?
Well, wait, don't I get an honorable first?
Yeah, or whatever it is that you had. You said you didn't play anything.
Yeah, but I have some honorables. Can I do the normal?
Yeah.
The rules here, Charlie. You're just trying to skip me, and I don't appreciate it. Okay?
Do you see this guy, Dom? He's getting 2 balls.
The powers go into his head, dude.
Yeah, dude.
He's shooting you from 24 inches, but it's supposed to be 12.
He's sweating real hard.
Good call back, Gooch. Thank you. Good call back. Good call back to my terrible day yesterday. So I have a few honorable mentions. One is a game I did play and didn't finish. I really wanted to, and then 2 is ones I didn't play but I wanted to play. For an honorable, I have Total War Warhammer 3, the new Total War game from Warhammer. I enjoy those like what would you call me, the Civ style like turn-based strategy games because I really enjoy. Oh my shit, I look so low right now. I enjoy those like
Hello Darkness.
Hello Darkness. I enjoy those like turn-based strategy games, but like they're hard.
Yeah.
The turn-based economy games where you're like doing good and suddenly you have no economy. Every village you have is rioting and you've just lost like every fight and you're just like, how did this actually just happen?
Yeah. Hey, Dom, put your mic's not pointing to your mouth.
Oh my God, Charlie, it is not like it was that far away. Please, it was like this where it should be like. Okay, anyway, you're so funny. You know what, Charlie, relax.
It's going to his head, dude.
Relax, just relax.
You want qual? Never mind.
So it's an honorable mention. I wouldn't put it in the top because I didn't finish it. I got kind of annoyed with losing so much, and I would lose after. I would be like halfway into a campaign. I would lose so terribly I couldn't come back. I would just start the campaign over again because like, oh, maybe this one will be good. Like that, you know what I mean? Like so. And then I also Chef wanted have Horizon Forbidden West in my honorables because the game looks so cool. It looked like a beautiful, cool game. I just never got around. I just didn't have. Oh, now we hear him. Fuck off. See, chat. I don't need you. I don't need that. Also cool game. Wanted to play it. Didn't play it. Didn't have the time. And then for the last, and I hear mixed things about it, is the Callisto Protocol, that game that just came out, that horror game.
Awesome.
It does look cool, right? But I do hear some mixed things about it. What are you even giggling at? The fucking thing he just said, I've been reading his lips the whole time. Shut up, man. That was also funny. I'll give you that was funny. And if you're listening to this and not watching, my mic wasn't apparently in the right spot, and they're making fun of me for it. And because I know you, the listeners, you're not going to fucking tell a difference.
No, because I'm going to boost it later, but it makes more work for me later.
You do not need to fucking boost it, dude. Okay, that is not. Every time after an episode, he's like, "Oh, I have to do all this shit for you." You don't have to do all that. You're making it harder on you. You don't need to boost that. If I do this suddenly, you can still hear. You know how I know you can hear me, Charlie? Because I had the fucking feedback coming in from my mic to my headphones. You know how I know you hear me? Because I hear myself, Charlie. I hear my fucking self, buddy.
He's talking to himself.
And he himself. Exactly.
I don't know what he's saying. I really can't hear him.
That's all very funny. So yeah, I know it just came out like this month, I think, but it looks really cool. It looks like kind of Dead Spacey. So yeah, I just didn't play it. I probably maybe I'll try it next year. I just have like the games I am playing, I'm just caring more about instead of starting other games. Those are my honorables. So I don't have a 10 through 6, but I have a 6 and 7.
Okay.
Just because I didn't play that many new games here, and the ones there are 2 flops that I don't know if they would count. But wait, do we do flops now, or is that flops later? Sorry,
no, flops now. Flops now.
It is flops now. Oh
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Diablo Immortal also huge flop for me. I thought very big flop.
Why was it a big flop for you?
Why? That's the answer. Why does this exist? Why do I care? Why should I continue to play it? Why? You know what I mean? Like, just what's the point of it?
Because everyone wants to get into mobile gaming.
Yes. To quote a great American poet, is this an out of turn April Fool's joke? Never forget that hero at BlizzCon that asked that question live on a mic to the guys presenting fucking Diablo Immortal. That true hero. And then also, I haven't played this game. And that speaks volumes on the level of flop that it is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah, I've heard it.
I haven't.
The fact that people were returning it is pretty bad.
And I've heard that the game itself is okay. That it is definitely a far cry from the amount of good that a newer Pokemon should be. I'm not going to spend money on a game that isn't physically working correctly like it should be. And is there a chance I can get it and it will work? Sure. Will they probably put out a patch for it at some point to make sure it's fixed, which I've heard that they are currently in the process of doing? Sure. But I'm not going to buy it if it's not working. And that is so unfortunate because I buy every Pokemon. I've been playing Pokemon since I was a child. I bought nearly every Pokemon game that could exist because I love Pokemon. And it is, quite frankly, such a bummer to not get it. And I'm just going to hold steady until I know that it's fixed. So that's on the flop. I only had 2 flops. And then into my top. So yeah, the funny thing is going to number 7 is actually Pokemon Arceus. Arceus, whatever it is.
Arceus, yeah.
I that's the thing is I enjoy what they did with that game. So I know I'll enjoy that same system in Violet and Scarlet. But at least there wasn't like all these frame dumps and like processing errors and all this graphical shit going on. That didn't exist
I had no problems with that.
Yeah, so maybe they tried to one up it a little bit, and that's why Scarlet and Violet got a little messed up. But yeah, so I did really enjoy the new open world aspect of Pokemon that they've switched to. I thought that was really fun. The story was kind of cool, like going this like time loop thing. That was kind of nice. I enjoyed all that. I actually never ended up finishing it, unfortunately. It was more of a grind than I expected it to be honest. It was like pretty grindy, and I'm not really in the grind life anymore in games. You know what I mean?
Unless it's Fliff.
Huh?
I said unless it's Fliff.
Well, number 6 is Fliff Universe, hilariously enough.
Good segue. Good segue.
Flip Universe is a remake of an MMO I used to play when I was in high school. Flip was this Chinese MMO that like super weeby like cartoon MMO, like just the grindiest of grind you could grind. Like you can't grind. You're not getting this level of grind. I would say like it's just too much. It's too fucking much. So the Universe came out this year officially. I got into it fucking deep. I got to level like 98, which max level now is 140. It was 120. They had another expansion a couple months ago that put it out to 140. I got to 97 and I was just like, dude, I can't fucking do this. So I stopped. So, but I can't deny that I put a lot of hours in the game and I did enjoy playing it again. I got into a really good guild and we did a lot of the end game stuff and that was really fun. Like when I was in high school, I just played alone, which made the grind even. I can't believe I did that.
Yeah, that's
did
even worse.
Nothing in fucking high school. Like I was just this fucking sad boy loser that only played Flip. Yeah. That's my 10 through 6 and my flash honorable mentions.
Cool. Well, the big flop that I have, like everyone else, is Diablo Immortal. I mean, obviously, that's just
you and I spent a bunch of time on there.
Spent a bunch of time,
and like you guys spent way more time than I did.
Yeah,
I played that shit for
you
like
were
a
out
day,
like instantaneously.
and I was like, oh, this is not a Diablo game.
Yeah,
you know,
that and Torchlight Infinite were my two big flops for the years.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, I played it, and it was just another one of those like the big flop for me on that game was the fact there's no controller support, either on the desktop game or like through mobile. So, like I wanted to play on my Backbone, and I can't. So I was like, why can I not? So I just like it's just another. I mean, it was fun to play, but I played it for like a week, and I was just like, I just can't do this again after just doing all of the Immortal stuff. And just like I just don't have time to dedicate to something else. So that was my two flops. So for me, I have 4 honorable mentions, and I thank Hooch for bringing up 2 of them because I completely forgot that they came out this year and I played them. One of them is Gran Turismo 7 because I actually played that and I had a lot of fun with it. I have a racing.
Yeah, you have a race wheel, right?
I have a race wheel with it.
Yeah,
it's fun.
That must make it so much more fun.
It does make it a lot more fun, but I just don't have like you need time. You need a commitment to sit down and play that game. Yeah. It's just tough to do. So. But with the times that I was playing, like my buddy who lives up the street from me, like he's a professional racer, and he like came in and like actually set it up and did it like how he's used to, and he's just like, this is awesome. Like, and he was actually driving like how he would drive on a racetrack, which is kind of rad. So, but it's definitely a racing simulator. So I need to play it more. Yeah. Maybe I'll do that now that I'm done with Crisis Core. So. We'll see.
Son of a bitch.
A game that I wanted to play but didn't get a chance to.
Throwing it out there.
Is Lego
Nobody
Star
cares.
Wars.
No.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to play that, but also I heard it was a grind, and I've been waiting for it to go on sale to pick it up, like more than just 20% off. Like I want to pick it up like half off, and I'll play it. But I love the Lego series. So that's great.
Which platform?
PS5.
All right.
And then another one that I wanted to play but haven't gotten around to, but I probably will pick up this week is Midnight Suns. Huge fan of Firaxis and XCOM, and love that they did that with Marvel. So I was going to pick that up.
It looks sick, man.
It does look sick, and I know Stan picked it up, so I'm really excited to hear more about it. And like, he just really enjoys it.
I've heard good things. I mean, the reviews were pretty good for it. So I mean, it was just bad. I mean, I wish I had more time to play it.
And then one that I picked up because of Shanksy earlier this year was The Ascent, which is pretty fun. So if you've never played that, it's like an isometric top-down game. It came out I played it on Xbox Games Pass, and then it came out for PS5, so I picked up a PS5 and played it there, and it was a lot of fun. So, and I got maybe like 3 hours into that game, but I didn't want to put more into it. But it just, it just kind of scratches that ARPG itch that I wanted. So.
That was good.
Yeah. And then, all right. So 10 through 6 for me. Number 10 for me is Crisis Core. So I know it's pouring salt into the wound. And then I'm sure this will be in Dom's top list because we kind of brought it up, but he reminded me of this one as well. Was Vampire Survivors at number 9.
I was wondering if you guys were gonna have that in yours.
Yeah. So Dom did say that it was in early access late last year, but then finally came out this year. So kind of counting with the release as opposed to early access, which is fine. And then it also recently came out on iOS and mobile. So
I saw that. Yeah. Because I know there was like the Survivor IO, which was the knockoff.
yeah, I mean I played that. That was
but
fun, but I just
you played for a bit.
Again, it comes down to I just don't have the time, and you need it's 15-minute matches every time. I'm just got to a grind, couldn't do it. Number 8 for me is Marvel Snap, for the same reason that Josh was playing. Like, I really liked it. I played the first 2 seasons, but then I just can't. It was just turned into and one more thing for me to do daily, and I've been trying to not be on my phone as much. So, and then number 7 is Deathloop, for sure, because that was another game that I finished up this as a platinum recently, and that was actually a lot of fun. And I didn't realize that Deathloop is in the same universe as the Dishonored series, so that's pretty rad.
Oh, yeah.
So the game director, not to if you're going to go back and ever play it again, Hooch, it's great, but I'm not to spoil.
I will
not to spoil anything for you then. But there's something at the end of the game that ties it directly to that series. So I didn't know that, and that made it even cooler for me because I love the Dishonored series, and it makes a lot more sense now based on what's going on with it. But yeah, and the game director did confirm that.
Do you think I should play like the Dishonored game first and then, or does it matter? Okay.
Doesn't matter
because I haven't played Dishonored. Okay, cool.
Dishonored's great. It's like I really like it was like one of the first I call it like the multi-way version of, or it's like a fantasy version of Deus Ex where you have multiple ways in which you can approach a situation, like stealth, guns blazing, or magic, or whatever it is that you want to do, or tech.
Yep.
I really enjoyed those games, and that was just a lot of fun. So I'll do that. And the number 6 for me was Stray. So I really like that, but it's hard to play with dogs that kind of go nuts with a cat on a screen in our living room.
Really?
So yeah, nonstop. We just go after it. So I'd have to play it when Amanda was in the other room and had the dogs with them, or they were asleep or something like that, or they just weren't paying attention. So, but that was great. I wanted to completely platinum that game, but it just made it a little tough because you have to do. It just got kind of grindy, and there's one section where you have to beat this 3-minute section without getting hit once, and I just couldn't. I tried it 7 times. It's I just can't do it. And I'm not worth it to me. So yeah, those are my 10 through 6. All right. So now we're going to go talk about the top 5, and we can go into a little bit of depth about why those are your top 5. So we'll start off with number 5. Hooch, go ahead, take us away.
All right. Number 5 for me is, I mentioned it before, but I got sucked back into WoW retail with Dragonflight.
Dude,
is that out now?
I'm not going to lie. That's funny because number 5 for me is WoW Dragonflight as well.
There you go.
That's really funny. Yeah.
I mean,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Probably going to say a lot of the same things, but specifically, it's like they went back and said, well, what are all the things that people hate about Legion or about Shadowlands? And okay, let's kick all that stuff out of there. We'll keep some of the stuff that's cool, but kick all this other crap out of there. And then the other thing they recognized was people like to level alts. Let's make that a simpler process. And then, well, what's really fun? People like flying. Well, let's make flying actually really freaking fun and cool. One of the first things I did when I got into the game was flew around, got all the dragon glyphs, and made sure that my dragon was kitted out, and then just went and did all the races, the first run around the races. Before I even finished the story, I was dragon flying all over the place. And I could literally just spend so much time in the air, flying around. It's fast, it feels good. It's it's different than actual flying. So much so when you go back to Azeroth and try to do real flying, this sucks, man. This dude is slow. I can't do this shit. It's just okay, I can hover.
Much slower. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, and then of course, the visuals of the game are always really good. It's amazing. A game is 20 years old or something like that, or something, and it just still looks really freaking good because they've made it so they can improve, the graphics engine.
Yeah,
as
the cutscenes
they go
are
along.
Ridiculously nice. They're kind of seamless. Yeah, there's not.
I mean, there's one thing that can always be said. Always good cutscenes.
Yeah, always good cutscenes.
It's a little bit different. The in-game ones aren't as cinematic, and they're more.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they kind of just flow with the actual rendering of the world as it is that you're playing in. It's definitely really fucking good. I haven't played a retail expansion in a long time, and it's definitely surprisingly good.
they keep the immersion is what it is. It's like as long as the cutscenes are still in the game, it doesn't pull you out and like show you this really high fidelity thing. Like a thing that like kind of speaks to me is when I was a kid and we watched cartoons and the intro to the cartoon was so really freaking cool, and then the actual cartoon started like, what the hell, this is crap. This animation is crap compared to what you showed me in the beginning. But yeah, like overall, I took my evoker, leveled them up, got to 70, and we're still having fun with it. Now I'm on
so you're
the
playing
renowned
the actual,
grind,
like dragon class, right?
yeah, exactly. I did because I want to get like all the renown up to a point to where it does make it easier to bring in a second character and then level them up, because you get like a boost to the renown. But yeah, now I'm on that renown grind. And then the other thing about retail is it's much more friendly for collaborating and grouping, like cross server, cross faction, cross all that stuff. Like the only thing you can't do is like send mail to each other or do outside quests or whatever, overland quests or whatever, if you're cross faction. Like my friend group that I play with, like they were all Hordes when we played Wrath, and they came back and wanted to play Dragonflight. But I had already played on Alliance with a guild that I'd played a long time ago. So my Evoker was level 70 as an Alliance, but they're all Horde, but I was still able to party with them and do dungeons.
Oh, that's right. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, exactly. I totally forgotten that they had introduced that. So yeah, it's the social aspect of it. They've done a lot to fix that. But yeah, that's my number 5.
Cool. Josh?
Yeah, that's my number 5 too. But
I stole a thunder.
You want to dive into it at all?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he said, the dragon thing is the shit. I mean, well, so I'm like a sweaty raider. Like I like to parse and things like that, and I go for being like one of the best at my class, in terms of like how much damage output I can do in a raid. So I don't really play the game for storyline usually, but the Dragonflight one, I'm actually like really into the storyline. They've kind of taken a lot of the stuff that has made Final Fantasy 14 really good, that the people liked, and implemented that into the retail game, and like it actually like works out really, really well. Also think it's pretty cool. Like I'm playing like a Fury Warrior, and I can just like run around, pull like giant packs of things, and just whirlwind around and do like giant slams, and I don't know. It's just cool. There's just like cool abilities. Just it's better for me than some of the other MMOs that I've played, like FF14, Lost Ark, and what's the other one I tried out? I don't know. New World. Like a lot of those ones, I just didn't feel. I mean, it's just because I'm a WoW head. Like just because I'm a WoW junkie. But they did a good job, because I haven't played retail expansion in forever, and I kind of was just like talking shit about all of them because Shadowlands sucked when we tried Battle for Azeroth for like a very brief period of time, and I thought it sucked too. So yeah, anyways, Mr. Dom, what's your number 5?
Oh wait, it's like we're doing 555.
Yeah.
Oh, Warhammer Darktide.
Oh,
which was their new shooter that they came out with. Like,
is it actually
like
out, or is it still in like?
It's officially
so
out.
It's actually out.
Yeah. I never played. I don't actually know if it's the official predecessor, but like Vermintide, which was the game that came out before Darktide. I don't think it was technically the actual. But even with that being said, I always knew that it was like considered a good and fun game. But so yeah, the Darktide came out. I played the beta. I was like, oh, this is like pretty tight. Story's cool. The premise is cool. Like only 4 classes, but like also still pretty cool. And I just really enjoyed it. Like it's a game that I find that I could like. I'm not trying to like grind out my character. I just like will load in, play a mission, and then be done. Missions aren't too long. It's just a really good game. Like really fun elements added from the Warhammer universe, and just like shit in what makes a good like shooter, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's pretty much that's I think I don't think there's much more to it, but the graphics are pretty tight too. Not like they're like amazing graphics, but it looks very gritty. It is very Warhammer.
Yeah, I want to try that game out. I think it's on Games Pass, right? I believe.
Yes. I
don't know if it's on. I don't know if it's on there for PC, but I definitely will try it out.
Well, I'm not playing shooters on anything other than PC.
Yeah, I'll have to check to see if it is. For me, number 5 is Tiny Tina's Wonderland. I had a
Yeah, I
lot
figured it
of
was
fun
gonna
with
be
that.
for you.
Yeah,
Tight.
I really enjoyed that. I wasn't a huge fan of first person shooters for a long time, and like you said, huge the whole like looter shooter thing kind of after the Division, that whole Division 2 debacle. I was just like, I can't do it again. But that for some reason, like I really liked the magic aspect of that game. It just became fresh for me because I mean when you play one Borderlands, you play them all for the most part, and it gets
True.
very repetitive very quickly. The gameplay loop is like 10 seconds long or so, and it's just like you just get very you get very repetitive, and I just it's just like whenever I play a new Borderlands game, like I've done this before, I'm not interested. But first, there was something new about it that just made it really interesting to me, and made me want to play it and finish it all. And like by the time I had finished the storyline, I mean, I went through and I looked at the trophies, like, okay, well, what am I missing? And I was like 75% done all the trophies. I was like, all right, well then it was a quick like 5 hours to clean up everything else to platinum it. And I was like, all right, cool, I'll do it. It was
It's a quick 5 hours. Just a quick 5 hours.
Just
A quick
5 hours.
hours.
Just a
no
quick 5 hours.
it's like a half day of gaming. It's fine. It's like that sort of thing. But I was just like, it would be fun to play. And what I'm getting at is just I didn't go out of my way
What are you
to
getting at?
look it up and see what it was. It was just I was just able to have fun, play the game at my own pace, and then I was like, oh, this is actually really enjoyable. Let me go back and 100% like some of the maps to get stuff or do all the side quests, and that was some of it. So yeah, it was great.
Yeah, that's kind of cool that like the platinum like objective is so close once you finish with the main storyline. So then that's incentive. You're like, oh yeah, it's right there. I can just go do it.
Yeah, and that's primarily what I'll do with games. Is if there's a game that I'm really looking forward to, I'll take a look and see what's required. Like if it's do I have to play it twice? Do I have to play it on a hard difficulty once, or that sort of thing? And if it is like a game that I'm looking forward to, and I'm probably going to platinum, I will end up playing it on easy just to understand the story, the lines, all that sort of stuff, and then I'll go back and play on the harder difficulty because now I understand the concept. I'm not banging my head against a wall trying to beat something and then it gets completely out of it. Or if it's like something where it's Assassin's Creed and it's like 100 hours to do it, I'm like, I just want to play the storyline and I just don't really care about the platinum. I'll just do that, but that sort of thing. I haven't even touched any of the DLC for that game yet, so. But all right, Hooch, what's number 4 for you?
Number 4, Marvel Snap.
Let's go.
And so I picked Marvel Snap because any game that gets me to rethink an entire genre or become interested in an entire genre is a game that really sits up high on my list. I'm not a card game player.
That's a very fair point, actually.
Yeah, I'm not a card game player. I never did Magic. Hearthstone I played and I realized I suck at these games, so I'm not playing this anymore. But Marvel Snap, exactly. Marvel Snap made the the entry point low enough and interesting enough because the randomness of the locations is that equalizer. You can still succeed, if you have like a good deck. So you still have that separation of people who are really good at this versus people that are more casual. But it makes it so if you're more casual, you can go further in the game and still have a good time and still have a chance to win versus somebody who may be a little bit more seasoned. And then of course it's Marvel characters and it's cool and some of the stuff they do with the abilities and the visuals and stuff. And then the cool little variants are really cool also because like you get a character and then you get the variant of it. It's a different art style and it's like, wow, this is actually really fun and interesting to look at.
The variants are just so cool.
Yeah. And,
really
the other thing is
what's your favorite variant?
Oh,
that's a solid question.
Hooch specific. You can think about it because I know this game's further up on your list. But Hooch,
what is my
your answer
favorite
right
variant? Right. You know what? Hold on. Let me pop it open real quick because like I like the Miles Morales one.
There's you mean the one they gave away in the Battle Pass?
No, I don't think it's the one they gave away in the Battle Pass. It might have been though.
Look at just variants.
Yeah, if you go into your card, if you go into your card list, it shows you everything, the variants and otherwise.
But how come I don't even know?
The pixel ones are my absolute favorite. I don't know why, but they just
I like the baby ones. They're great too.
The baby ones are good too. The baby ones are good too.
So do you mean like my style, the style of variant I want, or like the specific card? That variant.
No, you guys give me the specific card. I didn't get that far into the game to really.
Here's the thing. I don't know if. Oh, it says up top variant. Like
Yeah.
Kim.
Yeah,
just
so
is
You guys
so
probably
good.
have way more
I
than I
can't-
did.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, I can't remember which one it is, but it's the Miles Morales one. Like here, I can show you what it is if you see it in the screen. It's this one.
Oh, I don't. That's a tight.
Oh,
That is
yeah,
tight one.
yeah.
That is a
okay,
tight
okay.
I like that one. I been a big fan of like Miles Morales since Into the Spider-Verse came out, and even before then when they introduced the character, I'm like, this is actually a really cool thing to do.
Yeah.
But like
very
have
much,
that, and then obviously some of the Black Panther stuff for obvious reasons. But like there are others that I've looked at and like, oh, that was actually pretty cool. So I don't know if like that would be the one that stood out the most to me when I saw that. I'm like, okay, I really gotta have this one.
Yeah.
The second one would be the other Miles Morales where he's like falling backwards off the building or whatever.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
one's-
yeah.
yeah,
I got that
one's
one.
pretty cool too.
What's the highest one you got? You can go.
Oh,
Like legendary
I don't-
or whatever. Like
yeah,
this,
I don't know.
the-
Whatever.
yeah.
It is. Mine's
thought
mine's
Ultra-
max.
Ultra.
Shiny
Ultra.
logo.
No, ultra.
That's
is
the
one.
other best thing about it. Like when you
So
do
campy.
level up the
Yeah.
cars, you're like yeah, frame break.
Frame break.
Yeah, whoever came up with that was just like, no, this has got to be super cheesy and campy, and everybody loved it.
That's
Yeah, but
great.
it's
So
very
that
on
person's
brand
genius.
for like it's on brand for like comics and
Yep.
that
Yeah.
kind of aesthetic,
Yep.
you know. And
Very
the
much
card
so.
art is genuinely
It's
the
so
best part
good.
of the game.
It's so good.
It's
It's so
easily the
good.
best part.
So to go back to another game that we don't talk about anymore, Marvel Future
fuck that
Revolution.
game.
Oh, I thought we were talking
no,
about-
not-
okay,
no,
that's not even that.
another game. Yeah. Oh, why are these all Marvel games? No, the Future Revolution
That's
game.
great.
One of the coolest things I liked about it was that now I can't remember what they were actually called, but they were the comic book covers, right? And you were collecting comic book covers
Oh,
for
yeah.
extra abilities and things. I'm like, that is a cool, nice touch into the IP, the media, whatever. And it's informative, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, oh wow, this was actually a character in a comic book, and this was the comic book cover. So if I wanted to go read more about this character, I could find this comic book cover or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, true.
And it was great when somebody was like, oh my god, I actually have this comic book. Bam.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my number 4.
Josh.
Gotcha. Okay, so my number 4, I guarantee you that none of you have probably played it. It's a game on Steam called Hands of Necromancy. So I know you
I
guys
picked
probably
it up, but
heard
I haven't
me
played it.
talking about this. I know you guys heard me talking about this earlier this year, but it's essentially a modern day game that was designed by like a small team of guys or
Was it
a
Doom?
team of people. It's a Doom so it's like Hexen or like Heretic from the 90s. So
Oh,
like, I don't know if you ever played those
This
on
is cool
PC.
looking.
Oh, dude, it's the shit.
Yeah,
Like,
it's really cool looking.
it's basically I don't know, you want to call it like 16-bit? I don't know. I don't know what you would call that actually.
We'll just say retro.
Yeah, it's
right,
definitely
right,
retro.
right.
It's
Retro
definitely
style.
retro.
Yeah, yeah,
I would
yeah.
say it's like a modern style retro game. Exactly. You just yeah, that was it. So you can basically walk around, you get spells, and there's crazy looking demonic creatures, and you're a necromancer. So it's the shit. I saw a guy playing it on stream, and I picked it up for like, I think, how much did I pay for it? It was like $9 or something. But I played through. I actually beat it. I couldn't believe I actually played through the whole game because it was so good. And the spells get like insano towards the end of the game. It's super fun. So
I was really bummed it's not Steam compatible. Like Steam Deck compatible is what I was meant to say.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like,
I got it on Steam.
Yeah, I bought it for my trip to Japan. It's like, oh, I'm gonna play this on plane because I have 13 hours on a flight, and I couldn't get it to work. It's like
Yeah.
like, hey, this might have compatibility issues, and I was like, oh, let's make it work. Nope, wouldn't work at all.
Like anybody that's like our age group, I would say, would definitely, if you back in our day, like John said, it's like Doom, but they turned it into this like kind of, yeah, I don't know, you're a necromancer.
Yeah, pretty much if you're a boomer, you're gonna enjoy it.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
I love
So-
how you say like back in your day, your generation. I think I'm like 10 years older than you guys are.
Well, I mean, so even still,
No.
you would, but you were were you a gamer during that period in time? So see, the thing is like I didn't have access to all the good shit. So like I kind
Was
of
I
wish
a
I was a
gamer?
little bit older than I was. Huh? Am I a gamer?
I
Yeah,
said,
know
was
you've
I a
been
gamer?
You've
Come
been
on,
a gamer your
man.
whole life, just like us. So
I've been a
like,
gamer since the
This
Atari
man came out the
2600, dude.
fucking womb with the SNES controller, man.
I love it.
Yeah, it was
Um,
exactly.
Yeah. So this game was easily one of my favorite games this year because it's not something that I expected to come out, nor that I asked for, but I just saw it and I was like, I gotta try this out. Like, so there you go. Dom.
My number 4 is Stray. I really
Yeah.
enjoyed Stray.
Yeah.
I think Stray was kind of a surprise for because obviously, like what you said, Jeff. Like obviously, like I'm gonna play Stray as a cat dad, and now an orange cat dad too. I have an orange cat now, so that fits in.
Got the
There you go.
trifecta now.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I was like kind of surprised by how much I enjoyed Stray, and I think it wasn't necessarily that like because the story's really good, the art's really good. It's like obviously like different from pretty much playing Cat Simulator, you know. But like even though all that stuff's really good, I was kind of surprised by how like I don't know, like maybe not enamored. Enamored might be too strong, but I was like I just really enjoyed just like the aesthetic of the game. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, like the game I thought just hit it really well. It scratched an itch for me that I was surprised it scratched. You know, and that's I don't know if that's a cat pun intended or whatever. Yeah, I just thought it was beautiful. The story was cool. I mean, like they did a good job, I think, of like having cat mechanics. You know what I mean? Like playing as the cat like felt like pretty like real. My cats didn't give a shit about it. I'll tell you that right now. They didn't give a fuck about like you know they like nothing about it was like enticing for them. They don't give a shit. Like we have fish, and for like a day they looked at it like, oh, what's this thing, and they didn't give a shit. Like they were like a bunch of fucking idiots, but love them to death. But yeah, I just thought Stray was beautiful. I just really enjoyed. I just like thoroughly enjoyed it to a point where I'm like, you know what, this is in the top for me. I think you know.
Dude, it won a bunch of awards, didn't it? Or it won like
so,
at least
yeah.
a few.
Dude,
Yeah.
it almost won Game of the Year. It was in the top.
Yeah.
It was in the running.
Are you kidding me? Consumers ate that shit up, dude. Like, I mean,
I think we all know
we're-
it wasn't going to win Game of the Year, though.
No,
it
of course.
It could. It shouldn't. Honestly, it shouldn't have. I mean,
But like the
I
fact
don't
that it
mean
was
to
in the
discredit
nominees
it.
is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was I think fairly. It was impressive because I think it just showed how much everyone enjoyed that game. Like people that didn't play video games were playing Stray because they're like, oh, this is a cute cat game, whatever, and they played it.
Could
you
you
know what I mean?
imagine
Like,
if it had won Game of the Year over God of War or Elden Ring? Like,
Oh,
people would have
yeah,
lost.
that would
The
be-
internet would have lost their minds, dude.
No,
I kind of
yeah.
wanted to see that
You want
actually.
a cat game over Kratos? Like what?
yes, yeah, no, it wouldn't have happened. Oh, I forgot I have a donut here. I'm muting. Sorry.
Oh,
I forget you have a donut.
There's this really good bakery in the neighborhood.
I need to see it, dude. I
Like-
need to see it.
You will never know what day that the bakery's open. Like you can go there on like a 11 p.m. on a Tuesday and it might be open. You don't ever know. Called Millers and Makers. They make amazing stuff. Mallory's walking by yesterday. They're open. She got some donuts. She got this
Let me see it.
chocolate old fashioned. I'm gonna mute myself because the bag is loud, but it's a chocolate old fashioned. I already ate half of it. It is.
I
That-
need to see this. I need to see this donut.
so it has to be one of those things where you just get lucky. You know, this seems like that's like a setup of an episode of Seinfeld. The donut shop that you may or may not be open, and I could just see them standing out in front of the like always trying to go to the shop,
Well,
and it's
yeah,
always
yeah.
closed.
Well, it's definitely one of those bakeries that like they're like doing specialty stuff more so. And so if you just get lucky, go in there when they're open, it's like, oh, I'm gonna get a fire quiche or a donut or something. Yeah. So sorry, Charlie, you're number 4.
Number 4
Muting.
for me. Yeah, I gotta have one of those donuts when Josh comes down for sure. Number 4 for me is Final Fantasy: Strangers of Paradise. Really, really enjoyed that game. Really liked the fresh take on the combat system that they had with it, and I liked how it was. Maybe I'm getting into more of the looter shooter kind of stuff because like that felt like Diablo esque with like Final Fantasy RPG elements to it. So I really enjoyed that game and the story in that game. Like I normally do not like Final Fantasy games because the stories are very weird for me, and it's just like wildly over the top, and it's just like I don't know. It's just like it's not my style storytelling whatsoever. But the turn and the twist at that end of the game like gripped me, and I was just
yeah.
what the fuck is this? And I was
It's a
just
pretty
like,
killer story.
quite literally, yeah.
I
That's
agree.
like-
Though. I agree. The stories of Final Fantasy are probably the biggest thing that turned me off Final Fantasy because I just don't ever get them.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
They're
just
always so weird. I attribute Final Fantasy stories to like the weird art kid at school that like tried to make like the most like deep weird story like play and just like oh man, so my father turned into this giant monster and he actually is the embodiment of sin and he is trying to swallow the earth and it is up to me to stop using no, I have to use technology, but technology that's like Final Fantasy X in a nutshell. You're like, what the fuck is happening in this? What is actually happening right now? That's what I feel like Final Fantasy is.
Yeah, or it's like the over dramatized literally everything that's in a Final Fantasy game at all, like especially in Crisis Core, where you're just like there's like having sort of things like it's like no, we cannot do this because like the guy's quoting Loveless like this play or whatever. I think he does that in the PSP version too, if I remember correctly. He's just like this thing that's happening because the gift of the goddess, and the guy's like, we gotta go now, and we're like, oh, what is going on?
Really funny.
Look, you think I'm playing? My PSP was right here, and look what game.
Wait, this is a modern
was
game
in the
that's
PSP.
on PSP.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
God,
what it was
UMD.
originally.
Crisis Core.
Yeah,
A
UMD.
UMD.
Oh, is this a remake or something?
Yeah, it's a remake. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, are they still
Came out-
making games for PSP?
No, it came out in 2007, I think, is something was when it came out. So I actually played it on PSP originally. I don't remember any of the gameplay whatsoever. But I was like there was a point in time where I was like stuck on something. I was like, where the fuck do I get this one thing? And I looked it up. I was like, post from 2009 about the same place. It was in the same location too. I was like,
that's great. Hey,
Wow.
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
so you'll have a good time, Grondo, with it.
Yeah, I know it will. I know it will. So will my friend Michael, who is also waiting to play the game because he's not a bitch that goes and platinums the game while his homie's waiting for him. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that was savage.
Anyway, all right.
Tell us how you really feel.
I don't know if he can. I don't know if he can put it into words.
I was just teasing.
All right. Number 3, Hooch, what you got?
All right. Oh, sorry. Number 3 for me. It was the best $3 I've ever had someone else spend, and that would be Vampire Survivors.
Yeah.
Dom gifted me that game. I didn't buy it. He gifted it to me because he was. Yeah, you were talking about it, and I made a joke in chat. I'm like, "Oh yeah, dude! Like you just totally just gifted everybody. It was really that good." And you were like, "Yeah, sure. Send me your email. I'll send it to you."
I don't remember
so
doing
you
that.
did.
Well, hey, I'm glad.
Yep.
I'm glad you
It
enjoyed
was-
it so much. It's on your top, dude. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Best $3
$3
you spent
well
this year.
It's great on Steam Deck too. It's like my favorite game on Steam Deck.
Yeah, I mean, I lost track of how many hours I put into that game playing. Apologies if you hear my kid in the background.
I
can
thought
hear
that
him.
has to be kids. Yeah.
Oh my God, he was watching the World Cup, and I guess the game just ended or something. But I'm about to go out there and slap the crap out of him and tell him to shut the hell up.
That's all good.
dude.
But
Time to go buck wild.
yeah, exactly. But like I am not similar to Marvel Snap. This is another game that brought in a new genre for me that I normally don't engage with. And it was because it was just cool looking. Like the retro graphics were one thing, but it was about trying to find that great build, that you could just do. It was a loot. Oh, sorry, it was a shooter. It was like I can't remember what they call them now. Bullet hell. It was a bullet hell game, but you were causing the bullet hell. I'm like, that's actually pretty freaking cool concept to flip it like that. And then you're just blowing through and mowing through everything. And they had varied characters enough that were like, oh, well, what if I tried this one? Unfortunately, it wound up getting to a point like regardless of the character, it was just about spending enough time to be able to get these exact items and then this exact build. And then you just run through and destroy everything.
Yeah.
But then it was still pretty cool to see like what else was out there. Unfortunately, they hit their 1.0 version or whatever, or they did a big update, and I never had a chance to actually freaking go back and really play it too much.
Oh yeah.
But I will still give them, still be on number 3 on my list because of all the time I spent playing it prior to that, and the recognition of that it is still a great and fun game, and seeing it released on so many different platforms just adds like to that validity of like this is a great game because it went from this small $3 game on Steam to being like everywhere.
Yeah, I was active on like that subreddit for a while, and the developers are on there too. And like, sorry, we're like have to increase the price of the game by $1 to $4 in order to help like with cost. And everyone's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Sorry,
oh darn, $4.
Yeah, we have to do it. So it's just funny how it goes. Josh, what you got?
I mean,
go ahead.
Wait, are we on number 3?
number 3.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy Strangers of Paradise.
Like how he's like
Yes.
ready physical. He's like,
Yeah.
I was born for this.
Right. I
Chaos
actually am
awaits.
realizing that I messed up because I forgot to talk about these two, but it's okay.
Wait, was that
Um,
Wait, was that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game?
Cowabunga collection.
Yeah, what was the
Wait,
other one?
Oh, the
would that
Cowabunga
have been-
collection.
Would that have been
Yeah.
an honorable mention?
These two were going to be honorable mentions. Yes.
I
Yeah.
meant to do the Cowabunga collection.
Yeah,
I probably should have had
because
that. And
this
Shredder's
is-
Revenge, both of them.
Yeah, this is like all. I forgot I had them in my stack over here. Live Alive is just basically like a RPG game from. It was a remake from the '90s that was on Super Nintendo. Just a cool RPG game, JRPG. This one, the Cowabunga collection, has like all of the old school TMNT games. I don't know. There's a shitload of them on here.
Yep.
So, and it was like $30. I'm like, done deal. Although see, GameStop is a bitch. I wanted this on the Switch, and they gave it to me on PS5. Like, I mean,
Stop
granted,
going to
like,
GameStop.
I know, man, I know.
No trophies on the Switch, bro.
The trophies. Yeah. So, Final Fantasy: Stranger Paradise game's the shit.
Did the DLC come out?
I don't think the DLC has come out yet.
I pre-ordered it because it was good. I was very much looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm very much going to be playing it. The combat in the game was awesome, dude. Like, I pray that is similar to how the combat system is in Final Fantasy 16 because it was leaps and bounds better than what they did in 15. It was so good. It was super fun. You could switch between different combat styles, like whether you wanted to be physical or spellcaster seamlessly, and that was like one of the biggest gripes for me about all Final Fantasy games is that 15 was just the game sucked ass. But anyways, I thought it sucked ass, but I hated it. But easily the biggest flop in the history of mankind was Final Fantasy 15 for me. But Strangers of Paradise, on the other hand, was the shit. And I'm looking forward to more games being like this. I like the origin story. I bet a lot of people didn't know about this story because they don't follow. A lot of people don't follow like the back story of what happened in like Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And most people know like 7 and up because that's really where like the level of entry hit for
that's for
most Americans.
7 was
because,
huge.
2 and 3, which are really 4 and 6 in Japan, you know, were the only ones that released in North America outside of Final Fantasy 1. And Final Fantasy 1, I mean, didn't really, I mean, it had a storyline, but I mean, it was like one of the first games on Nintendo, so it's, you know, it can be hard to tell a story. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to tell a story on that system. But anyways, this kind of tells the intro to what happens in Final Fantasy 1, which I hope they do more stuff like that, more games like this that are one-offs that aren't part of the canon series. Well, it is canon, but it's not. You know, one of the numbered parts of the. I don't know how.
It's like Rogue One to Star Wars kind of thing.
Yeah.
Same universe, but it's its own standalone project kind of deal.
Yep.
So hope they do more like it. It was fun. My friend, and not only that, it was multiplayer. That was the other best part of it. Is that my best friend and I played the whole thing together. And
cool.
Although the AI on the third person was a dipshit and would often run off and get himself killed. And he and I would just be like doing everything by ourselves because homeboy was just dead and would use up all of our resurrections that we could use for that fight. And we ended up just leaving him dead. Like most fights, we would just leave him dead because he would just waste all our res tokens. And like we were just like, fuck this, like just let him die. Like he was just standing in AoEs and things like that. And it's like, what are you doing?
Nothing sucks worse than bad AI.
Yeah, we would just be talking shit about the AI the whole time, which, you know, it just became like our meme for like, oh, there he goes running in, just, you know, face tank the boss, why don't you? And so that was another fun thing that we had.
He was the decoy
about the online part of it, but that was actually the best part. And not only that, you were talking about UIs earlier, like the UI for the game playing online was really, really easy for us to do everything. So, which, you know, not something you see in a lot of Final Fantasy games. So
when the DLC drops, we should pick it back up. It'd be great to play with you guys.
Oh, you want to platinum the DLC together?
There's no platinum in DLC. It's just get the trophies for it.
Yeah, whatever.
But yes, I do.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. All right, Mr. Dom, let's hear your numero trace.
Also Vampire Survivors. Funny enough.
Yeah.
It would have been higher up, except for my 1 and 2 are still
Bangers.
bangers. Yeah. Vampire Survivors. Who told me about this? I think it was my buddy Chuck who told me about it. Who he's the one I did that podcast. We don't do it anymore, but we did. Well, not even a podcast, but we streamed Game of the Beer together.
Oh, Game of the Beer. Yeah.
He told me about it, and I was just like, "Oh, whatever. Like, this looks cute," and it was just so fucking cheap. I was like, "I don't care." And then I was like, "Oh, I'm just now playing this all the goddamn time." I have given up a little bit because I can't. I know there are ways to progress further, but like I just can't. I've never beaten death. I feel like the builds I do kind of just at this point I'm just like I'm hitting a wall, but like at some point I'll probably like want to get further into it, just look up guides on how to like get further in. But like what a just like silly fun game, and also like kind of a like low key more extensive game than I think you think, like when you just look at it from like face value and you're like, oh, like if I get that item, this item will give me the special item, and you're like, oh, and I have all these special items that work together. Oh, maybe I could build this. I could do this build where it's like this or it's like this, whatever. So it was definitely more than I thought it was gonna be when I first looked at it, and I think that's what like hooked me into it so much, was trying to do different funny stuff. And now they're like, yeah, and you know, now we got new map. We just had like so much new stuff out, which is really cool. So I really liked it. I am still gonna keep playing it. I've taken it. Well, I've only really even stopped playing it probably because, like, you know, in terms of games that I just like, well, we'll talk about it because it's further. There are a few other games that when I'm just not doing something, I'll play, and that you know, but that's not really in that spot anymore. Even though, like, yeah, I'm gonna give away like other stuff, but yeah, Vampire Survivors number 3, tight game.
Nice.
Number 3 for me is Horizon Forbidden West. Another one on the platinum list for me.
So at least one of us played it.
Yeah, at least one of us played it. I really enjoyed the first one. I really like that. Was it Guerrilla Studios who does that game?
I think so. Yeah, Guerrilla Gaming or whatever.
I can't remember what they're. I really enjoyed the aesthetics, the atmosphere. The first
it looks so, like, the environment looks so cool.
Yeah, it looks gorgeous. I just really like the way they. I don't know. It's something about that game where it's just like new. There's like it's advanced tech, but it's also like low tech because of like all the people are like aren't very tech savvy, but then they take stuff from the tech stuff. I don't know. It was just. The first one was great. I loved the first one. I was like, oh, maybe normally like a sequel is not as good as the first. I thought it was much better than the first, and they just improved upon everything on it, which surprisingly, like, you know, the Division did. I think Division 2 did things a lot better than Division 1, but then Division 1 had some better modes on it that I liked better than Division 2. But anyway, but yeah, number 3 for me, Horizon Forbidden West is a great game.
Hell yeah,
we're getting down there.
Yeah. All right. Number 2, Hooch, what you got?
All right. Number 2, Sifu. I loved that game.
Okay.
Sifu?
Sifu.
That is, I'm not surprised. I'm a little surprised though. That's tight. That's cool.
Not surprised, but
that's a kung fu game, right?
Yeah.
You like a kung fu master, and like there's like it's like it has like cool pathing, not pathing, but like there's cool story stuff involved. Yeah. That's awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah. So I mean, it was a game where I love the progression system that was in it. I love the fact that it was an interesting take on how to handle being defeated. And you know, rather than you just dying or whatever, you got older, right? And then you got stronger but less health, right? So it was like an interesting little cool thing to try, and then you try to progress through the game to stay as young as you could to get like achievements and things like that, or you know. And then there's the system that they used for improving your abilities and skills. Like you could buy stuff, but then so it was like kind of like a roguelite, right? You would buy stuff, and then if you died, you would lose some of that stuff, but then you could come back and get it to be like permanent. So in your next run, you would always have it. It was just, and then of course the story was actually pretty kind of cool. You know, you're going through avenging your, you know, the death of your master, who was your father, whatever. Not giving away too much, but in case anyone wants to go back and hasn't played it. But yeah, there's also the ability to, you know, when you get to a boss, you have a decision to make on how you defeat them. And that also adds a little bit more to the story as to what you decide to do in the end.
That's really
But
cool.
even then, just deciding to do it isn't necessarily a decision. You have to actively do a thing differently in order to be able to get this alternate thing or get the secondary option. And even then, like the idea of running in and going, okay, I went into a situation and I played it poorly. Okay, now I died, came back, now I can try it again. Also, one of the coolest scenes is in the second level. You walk into a club and it's literally like, I would just get it. So I would run in there, hit this dude with a stick, hit this dude with a bottle, kick a freaking tool at this other guy, block this one, punch the crap out of this guy, those other guys. It was like so freaking badass to be able to do that. Like I haven't felt that much of a badass since I played Super Hot on VR.
Oh yeah, that's a great one.
And yeah, that's the kind of thing where it's like, if I feel badass and you've made me feel like I'm a badass because I'm doing this thing correctly, kudos, good job. That's my number 2.
Awesome. Been wanting to pick that up, but that's good to know.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that game and be like, oh, this is cool. And then I honestly just completely forgot about it.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's a lot of fun. Love it.
All right, what you got, Josh?
Are you ready for this? You're gonna be surprised.
Y'all ready for
You're gonna be
this?
surprised.
What? That's your number 2?
Yeah, I have reasons for why I put Elden Ring at number 2. Not that it's not worthy of being number 1, because everybody knows that listens knows that I'm a huge Dark Souls fan and whatnot.
Yeah, Souls. Yeah.
I'm just gonna state that I had more fun playing the game that's my number 1 than this one. Not that this isn't an incredible game. I think I'm just worn out on grinding through these kinds of games. Because I 100% at Dark Souls 2. I beat Dark Souls 3. I failed at Sekiro. I basically 100% I 100% Bloodborne, not the DLC, but I 100% Bloodborne.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't know, like it's fucking phenomenal. Like there's nothing wrong with the game. It's just I know it won Game of the Year, and it's probably, I don't know if it's Charlie's number 1 or not, but it's fucking amazing. I mean, there's nothing better than like having a horse and being able to get off and just chop people in half and beat the shit out of them with giant weapons and sorcery and things like that in an open world, and it has every element you want in a game. I mean, it's insane. I didn't beat it though. I don't know if maybe because I'm just so stressed out with work and I have like blood pressure problems. I kind of just like didn't want to put myself in there because I know how I am, and I would like I like once I put my sights on beating a boss, like I have to beat all the bosses in the game, and I just didn't. I don't know, maybe I will someday, but it is pretty much the shit though. The game was fucking fun as hell, and also it was really fun to be able to play with my friend, because my friend Michael doesn't really my best friend I play games with, he doesn't play Dark Souls games, but I managed to like convince him to pick this up, and he enjoyed it too, which and I think they just put out the patch with the PvP in it, like there's like a Coliseum or something like that.
Oh, whoa.
And it looks super dope.
3v3
if you're into that kind of stuff. Yeah, like there's like an actual PvP element to the game now, and a lot of people are really, especially streamers are going like all in on it, which is pretty cool, because I think there's some insane builds you can do in the game, and people are definitely showcasing some pretty ridiculous stuff that you can do. So yeah, that's my number 2.
Oh yeah.
What Josh didn't tell you is that his friend that played the game became so good and so enamored with the game, he changed his name to Let Me Solo Her, and that's who he is. He's friends with Let Me Solo Her.
Damn, that was very funny. My number 2 is Marvel Snap.
Nice.
Marvel Snap
Did you find your favorite variant?
Oh yeah, well I have a couple. I think there's the Jim Lee Cyclops. So Jim Lee is actually one of my favorite comic artists. He does, in my opinion, some of the best like grittier comic art. Like Jim Lee's Batman, I would say is Batman. Like that is Batman.
Yeah.
His Cyclops variant in the game is super cool. And then also the variant for, what is it, the Iron Allfather Odin. It's the Odin where he's in like kind of like an Iron Man looking deal with like the giant horns. If you've seen, he has like the gold armor on.
Yeah.
Looks.
Can you post that in our Discord, because I want to see, take screenshots.
Yeah, well, like yeah. Let me.
I want to see, because I never got that far. But anyway.
Yeah, so I'm currently sitting at collection level 1085. I
Amateur.
very much.
No, I'm kidding.
What'd you say?
I was like amateur. Just, I'm
Called you
kidding.
an
I'm kidding.
amateur.
Well, I mean, shit. Fucking Sen pops in and says he's in 2200. Like,
I know,
motherfucker.
right?
Like, yo,
Right?
okay, relax, baby. I actually don't really enjoy I feel like I put too much emphasis on that. I do not find enjoyment too much in the pixel and the baby art. Because
Mhm.
that's just not like what I like from comics and shit. But yeah, I do very much enjoy that these aren't just like random fucking art going on in the game. Like Jim Lee is like certified one of the best comic artists that exists. In the fact they brought, I assume that variant probably isn't something he made for the game. I assume this like Cyclops variant or any other variants like they may do are probably from comics. They probably got like usage rights for that. I
Yeah,
assume that's the only
yeah.
thing I can think of.
I don't think all these cards are being custom designed. I'm sure that these are
Yeah, right. I just posted them in
from somewhere.
in
Yeah, I don't know
the
about
Marvel
that. That would be a
Snap.
lot of work.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
super rad.
Dude, the Iron Allfather
Sorry.
variant is so cool. But yeah, those are my two favorite variants. I loved, man, Jim Lee, dude. Like if you haven't seen Jim Lee's Batman, like you'll look and be like, oh, that's the Batman I've seen before, and you're like, oh, Jim Lee, this is like Jim Lee set the stage for what Batman. So him and probably David Finch, also a very good. But sorry, that's besides the point. Marvel Snap. So I really enjoyed Magic when I was younger. I played Magic hard. I played some Magic the Gathering online and Arena, two different versions. Like online is like their more open version where you can just build decks and play whatever format you want. Arena is like kind of similar to this. Not like so with Hearthguard, or not Hearthguard. Hearthguard is the name of a model in Warhammer. Hearthstone. With Hearthstone and then Marvel Snap, they're smaller decks. They're more specific. With Magic, you're building a full like a 60 card deck and blah blah blah. So I never really enjoyed the smaller. I didn't enjoy Hearthguard. God damn it, again.
Hearthstone.
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 Well, because the Hearthguard is a model in the army I play, so I say Hearthguard every time I play. Like, oh, the Hearthguard doing that,
Hearthguard.
I never really enjoyed Hearthstone too much. I know there's another card game very similar. I think didn't Riot have a card game? Whatever. The smaller
did.
deck formats, I wasn't the biggest fan of because I do like the more complexity to it. I think Snap is really good for two reasons. For one, yes, X-Men and Jim Lee too. Your age group, dude, it's not like you're that much. I'm talking in chat right now for you listening. And when my age group thinks X-Men, we think Jim Lee. Yes, I would still say Batman. It doesn't matter. Marvel Snap does a really good job, obviously with mechanics. Runeterra, that's what it is. Thank you so much. I think the mechanics really good. I think the card diversity is very good. I think they did a really job of capturing the cards' essences to doing what their mechanics are. I think that's awesome. And there's like a lot of decks, more decks than I thought there'd be, like in terms of diversity of like things you could do, which is really fun. And the fact that it's crossed between mobile and phone or mobile and PC is obviously great. I play Snap a lot. And like to the point where like the other day, like me and Mallory woke up, I'm like chilling in bed, I started playing some Snap. She's like, oh no, is this another Strike Force thing? I was like, no. No.
Oh no.
I can stop at any time.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I actually can though. It's a nice thing. I could not play Snap for a day and not be like, oh no, all the things I had to do for this, that, and the other
I
thing.
didn't get 100 points.
Yes. So like that is nice. I'm very surprised by how much I enjoy Marvel Snap because
I was surprised.
I heard that, didn't you?
Who
You
won?
heard that. Oh my God.
Who won?
I don't know what they're doing. I have no idea what they're doing.
Well,
It
they're in
doesn't-
penalties
it
right
doesn't
now. That's what's
matter,
happening.
you know,
The World
it
Cup. It's like
are they?
the
Holy smokes.
deciding between Argentina and France right now. Yeah. So I mean, I've been
Oh my
watching
God.
our Discord as well. So
that is
Oh
funny.
my God. Okay. Yeah.
That's
Maybe I
very
need to
funny.
fire that up real quick.
I wonder if that meant that Argentina I think everyone wants Argentina to win because Messi never won a World Cup and this would be the win. But yeah, Marvel Snap is tight. Love all I think we talked like the art stuff is so good. I am curious that if this wasn't a Marvel game, would I give a shit? But Doesn't matter because it's a Marvel game and I enjoy it.
Are you
So
looking forward to the roadmap they just posted?
yeah,
or
the
whatever?
roadmap actually,
I haven't seen that.
I like. Yeah, we're looking at
Yeah,
coming soon battle mode. Finally, I want to play with my friends.
Oh, there you go.
More artist credits, which is interesting. And so yeah, the coming soon is really a big deal. The in development and then in concept are the bigger stuff. I'm curious what smart decks means. I'm very
Like
into
auto building decks, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably a situation where you give it a like a filter or a term or whatever you
Sure,
want
and it
it to
just
grab,
puts it
and
in.
it'll
Yeah,
and it'll something
right.
like that.
Competitive modes, I love. Very big fan of that. Because right now you're not really you're just like trying to gain your level, go up and down levels
Yeah.
of your.
There's
yeah.
not really a ranking system.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get to the last thing, which is what 60, I think. Is that infinity or something?
yeah.
Whatever it
is
is.
Is it 60? Yeah, and that's really all you're trying to do now. That's the only
That's all
thing
you're trying to
fighting
do.
against.
Yes. And then there's your collection level, but that's like who gives a shit really. Unless you're
Yeah.
sad and you have a lot, and then you're like, well, I have a lot more than you know.
Oh.
And then yeah, in concept is tight because we got guilds coming out, we have leaderboards coming out, more variants coming out. Yeah, there's more like PC. PC controller support. Very interesting.
I don't understand that.
Very curious what that means. But yeah, and then more events. So yeah, that game's tight. If it wasn't for
I think
game
it's-
number one, it may have been game number one if it wasn't for my game number
I
one.
actually thought it was gonna be your number one, but I
No,
think our number one.
No. I'm sure we
I think
all
our
have the
number
same
one is
fucking
the
number
same.
one.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
Oh yeah, Shaggy's like, I do not. Yeah, I'm like, oh well, great. Now I need to know. Well, Charlie, what was your two?
My number 2 is
We
whatever
heard him
game.
again. Oh my
whatever,
god, I'm about to go out there.
No,
No,
it's just funny. It's
It's
just,
very funny.
It's just hilarious. I'm going to be the upset here. My number 2 is God of War Ragnarok.
Fuck off.
How dare you?
Yeah,
Yes, how dare you? Actually, how dare you? Actually, how dare you?
yeah. I
Yeah, 'cause
really
Elden Ring's
enjoyed.
gonna be his number one.
Huh?
Oh, nothing.
Uh,
I just
I-
want to ruin something for you. That's all.
Wow, savage.
He's not letting
I wanna
us go.
destroy
That's
something
awesome.
beautiful. Yeah. No, I mean, as God of War, right? I mean, it's very close, but honestly, it came down to one little thing that really just kind of annoyed me: is map markers. Can't do a map marker in Ragnarok to be able to go and ping something and go to that because I wanted to like do that and like go places and explore. I couldn't do that.
Oh,
I
you
had to, like,
can't?
nope. You just have to keep putting the map up and
Bring
down.
up the map.
Yeah, I kept looking at the map. So
Mm.
small little minor thing, but like I also just kind of stuck with one build the entire game and just like went with that, and I tried to explore different builds for that and different abilities, and I just didn't like grip me like the first one did. And I mean, it's still a fantastic game and I still think it's better than one, and I think the storyline is excellent and just really well done across the board. But there's just, I don't know, there's something about it just whenever I get to a game that's just like, am I done yet? It just kind of like gives me a little bit of like, okay, this could have been a little bit better. I still finished it, still platinumed it, still had a good time with it, but it's just a matter of I don't know, it's just my number one is just it gripped me for 80 hours. So this only gripped me for like 35, 40. So I was just kind of like looking to find when the end was coming. So that's it. That's the reason why.
Okay. I actually, some of my coworkers said it wasn't their top one because actually a hilarious reason because the amount of cutscenes there were. They felt that there was too much story cutscenes, which I thought I was just like, what? Okay, that's an interesting take because I love all that shit personally.
Same.
Oh, Argentina won! Argentina won, everybody. Mazel tov,
Argentina
Messi.
won.
You finally got your World Cup after decades of trying.
Huzzah! There we go. All right, Hooch, what's number one for you? Game of the year.
Number one, game of the year for me, Horizon Forbidden West.
Oh.
Oh,
And
okay.
yes.
Wait, did you say that
And
was on your
here's the
honorable
reason
mention?
why.
Wait, did you? Wait.
No. I did not say
Yeah,
it
that
was
was
my
me.
honorable mention.
I was the one that
Because
honorable mentioned
someone
it.
reminded me to put that in my honorable mention.
Yeah,
Oh, wow,
no,
okay.
yeah. It wasn't me because that's always been my number one favorite game of the entire year.
Okay.
I dumped a ton of hours into it. I remember I was watching Charlie stream it, and I was like walking him through some stuff.
Yeah.
Like I actually platinumed this game. So there you go. And then they came with a bunch of
obviously
new
don't do that
crap.
very much.
No, I don't. I do not play enough games on the PS5 to platinum them. And if I got that far in a game to dedicate myself to going, not just finishing the story, but then going back through and like, I need to level up as many of my legendary weapons as I possibly can. Like I'm replaying that. I'm hunting things down. I want to stay immersed in this world. I went back and started New Game Plus. Like I don't do that. Like normally I do not do that. And because I did it this time, and I almost did it with the original Horizon. Like I loved that game. You mentioned it before, Charlie. It's something about this post-apocalyptic, like modern / old school mix, right? That like you see there's all these robots and stuff running around and like all this really high tech stuff. Like you could imagine a world that was like super crazy high tech, but then this huge thing happens and knocks everyone back to like the freaking
Stone Age kind of deal, yeah.
Stone Age, like almost a Stone Age, but they're still incorporating all of this stuff because they're finding these things and figuring out how they work. And also, I don't know what sort of batteries these guys use, but the fact that some of this shit still works, these batteries are like, that's amazing tech right there.
Right. Not lithium, that's for sure.
No, definitely not lithium. Exactly. Please don't let Elon Musk get the hold of this stuff. But like you mentioned the Division before. The first Division was good because it was this whole idea of like something happened and trying to piece together and figuring it all out. It's a very similar thing with the Horizon series. Like you're trying to figure out what happened and how it happened, and then you're piecing all this stuff together. And then because it is an interesting world, it like keeps you engaged and you keep wanting to find out what the next thing is. So yeah, that's my number one. And obviously the other stuff, like they did a better job on like some of the combat systems, your bigger, badder machines that you have to take down. And then first and foremost, I mentioned it before, flying. I don't know what it is, but you give me a game where I can fly around and I'm controlling the flying. I guess apparently I'm going to get hooked.
Man wants to fly.
Yeah.
Fly
don't give
fun.
him fliff.
Fliff stands for fly for fun, by the way. Hooch, you never heard of that stupid MMO?
Oh, fly for okay.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, that's my number one.
All right, Josh.
Right.
What you got?
Dun, dun,
Of course.
dun, dun,
Can we just tag team this one, Josh? Because I feel like Charlie gave it away. It's not his, but I mean,
yeah, I know.
Me and you,
yeah, we can definitely tag team it. I mean, okay, so like the reason, like I said, when I put up Elden Ring, it was kind of like, I mean, they're both the shit. It's just that I personally had more fun with God of War Ragnarok. I thought I mean, like I said, I've been stressed out, so like me being able to sit back and like watch a great story and play it at the same time with like phenomenal gameplay. I mean, I love I'm really bad with the names. Dom, you can probably remind me. What's the name of the armor smith guy? Brock? Is it Brock?
Brock is the blue and Sindri. Yeah.
Dude, he talks so much. It's so funny. Like
it's so funny.
Yeah,
it's so funny.
There's a lot of humor in the game, and I guess I didn't anticipate any of that. So
he says when they first go to Muscle. I'm not gonna give any spoilers in case anyone's still playing. This isn't really a big spoiler. You know this realm exists. When they first go to Muspelheim, and he gets in there and he's like, he doesn't say like my nuts are sweating, but he says something like my underglands is sweating or some shit. I'm just like, yo, that is so. It just,
oh man,
it's so fun. It's like the writing. Yeah, I mean, if you got more, John, keep going because I got some shit obviously, but we're like,
no, I mean, I think I mean it was just a great freaking game. I genuinely great experience, graphics over the top. Like it's a 10 out of 10 for sure. Like there's no, I mean, 10. Charlie's biggest gripe is you can't do map markers, like something I give two shits about. So
right,
like,
and I think that goes to
really
show
like,
you it's not necessarily okay. I feel like you're making this a little bit more pointed, Charlie, just because of everything. But because in reality, like I think that actually goes to show you how great the game is. That the only thing someone who's in love with the series can say it's bad about it is some dumb Mark shit. But you're like this fucking idiot, you know, this fucking motherfucker, you know. It's just so it's very funny. It's very funny, Jeff. 10 out of 10. The game starts and I started crying like off the bat with one of the first scenes.
Yeah,
like,
you texted me as soon as it happened. You're like,
yes.
I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yes, and
I think I know what you're talking about. I also it's a tearjerker.
Yeah, yeah,
sure.
and so I think in terms of a video game, some of the best narrative driven, like
It's the first one
writing
for me
we've
since
ever
The
like.
Last of Us.
Say again.
Personally, I said for me, it's the first game that I thought was actually good enough to play through. Since I beat The Last of Us, because like for me, I don't really play a lot of these kinds of games. Like I'm more of an MMO person or RPG. So like I don't like I haven't played Horizon. I haven't played a bunch of games that are
Sure.
phenomenal, but I truthfully I didn't even play the first God of War. Like I mean, I did play.
You didn't play that?
PS2s and PS3. I haven't played it yet. I'm just saying, like I have it downstairs. Like I just haven't played all the way through it. So like I didn't know like a lot of the stuff when I started this game. And
I'm not for the record, I'm not even finished the game yet, and it is my #1 favorite game of the year.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think I'm like
For the
I'm
record.
like 80. I think I'm 80% done with the game. I'm doing like all the side shit.
I don't
as
even know
well,
where
so,
I am.
like,
I'm taking my time so hard with it because I truly is one of my favorite. Not only is my favorite game of the year, one of my favorite games. I love this game so much. It is just hitting every spot for me.
Are you into Greek mythology and stuff like that?
No, I don't get. Not really.
Oh.
Not like Greek nor Norse shit. To be honest,
I just
think,
find
like,
that anybody that's into that will absolutely like.
Yeah, it was
I don't
great.
know. I think it is really cool because I think this is what's cool about mythology specifically is when you know what you're taught in like the real world of mythology from like what the history tells us of like these eras, but it's really cool to get almost like a fan fiction of that shit in like something like this. So like talking about gods and different various things, like seeing that like when you see Thor or Odin do something, and in the previous games we saw Greek gods do something. It's just kind of cool to like have that as like, oh, well, when did that happen in Greek mythology? You know what I mean? I don't know. Also, obviously, the combat is fire. Like, I think God of War 4 really set the tone for this new combat, and then 5 just upped it, in terms of like adding in a little extra flavor, So yeah, I love the fucking game. Story 10 out of 10. PS4 Pro can hold up. It's loud, but it can hold it up. I do get some every once in a while, like a chest won't load all of its graphical texture or something like that won't load, but like whatever, like I'm hashtag blessed to even be able to play it.
And playing as Atreus wasn't bad. Like I was actually
very
worried
cool.
about it.
Yes,
like
playing
because sometimes like ironically enough, I opened this up and I have Resident Evil 2 remake in
That's
here.
very funny.
Thinking about that, like whenever you have to play like as one of the extra people in these games, like typically you hate it. You're like, oh my god, I gotta play as this person for like a short period. But Atreus was fun. Like you get to level him up. And,
super cool having other side people with you. Not to give too much away, but having other companions outside of Atreus, that's really nice. It's a cool feel. Also, can we just talk about the level of voice talent in this damn game?
Oh, it's super good.
They got some legitimate actors.
Yeah. I had to look them up actually.
Like the voice of Odin, I was like, wait a second. This is like they got him. You know what I mean?
It's big time now.
I'm actually surprised it didn't win Game of the Year. I mean, I get why Elden Ring won, but I am kind of surprised that
map markers, bro.
It didn't.
Map markers. Yep.
I did really enjoy Christopher Judge. Christopher Judge is his name. I really did enjoy his speech for best video game acting at the awards.
Oh, did God of War win that category?
Yeah, Christopher Judge specifically won as best video game characters.
Kratos?
See, that's why it lost out on Game of the Year. His speech went so long, they're like, "Fuck it, we can't have this guy upstairs."
No, but you know what?
No. We're gonna give it to Elden Ring. He can't come back up here.
But you know what though? I think like his speech though was like, I think that gave some real credibility to the video game world because his speech was that from an actor, and I think it added some real like ground foundation for the fact that these people are actors. Like they are legitimate actors. Like they are doing shit that oh god, shut up, dude. That's very funny. Yes, it was a little long, but sometimes actor speeches are long. Okay, you go. That's all I'm saying.
As long as
you win an Oscar, your speech is going to be a thank you to everyone, or it's going to be like a 4-page thesis. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. That's still funny though. Savage. So much savagery in this pod today.
I always subscribe to the act like you've been there before mentality, and I just dropped my pen.
But I don't. But I mean, I guess like what I'm saying is like
God of Wars.
when you're just that
Christopher
thankful. Like,
Judge.
does that mean that you're not that you're? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I would. I see what you're saying. I don't know if I would equate that. I don't know if I would equate the level of appreciation because, dude, like there's been some actors that have been there before and they've given very long speech. It was a 4-minute speech. It was a 4-minute speech, which
I think for me, I'm so much of a team player that I would be like, look, I know this is my moment, right? But if there are other people, it's their moment too. And
But there was that too.
Longer than 4 minutes. It's
I don't.
almost.
I don't want to.
5 minutes.
Yeah, I don't want to. I'm not trying to I'm not trying to be able to prove you wrong. But like, I really because I watched it. I really enjoyed watching it. He had a very sweet line about the kid who played Atreus, and it was like,
yeah.
you're gonna fucking go places, and you're killing it. And I loved spending so much time with you, and gave a big nod actually to the director because I know that a lot of people when the director switched were worried. I don't know. I actually enjoyed it. I watched it from the lens of this is a real actor giving a thank you speech. This isn't just like some fucking Mickey Mouse video game stuff.
No, I mean, he was a
That's
real
like
actor. I mean, he is a real, I mean, they're all actors. Voice acting is still acting.
Right.
But I know what you mean. Like,
I guess that's
TV versus
yeah.
VO. Yeah.
I think it just gives some seriousness to this community. I think
It's actually like kind of a debatable topic that people are like, some people didn't care for it, and actually, I think it's the latter. I think more people liked it than disliked it, but yeah.
You're right over there.
Trying to get your focus
You
back.
had to focus.
Lost your focus. Yeah.
How'd you lose that? Did you bend over?
There you
go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, it's a little seeking. Yeah. Funny enough, I actually found out that my friend Sam is Ghost in Modern Warfare game.
Oh,
nice.
So, which is interesting. Didn't know that was him until I saw.
Okay, Charlie.
Saw him
Let's
on,
hear your number one.
All right,
Wait,
number one for me is SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're so funny. Oh my God, Charlie, you're so funny.
No, it's for
Genji glove and got his fucking platinum trophy.
yeah.
I can't leave without messing up, but I could that was my joke. I turned off.
Oh,
got it.
Got
Got it.
There you go.
That's all
no,
I can do.
number one for me is Elden Ring. So I had.
I'm surprised about this. I am very surprised by your 1 and 2. I'm very. Surprised.
I mean, I really enjoyed I think the story in God of War is better than Elden Ring, but I enjoyed the complexity and the different builds and different ways to play that game than I did God of War. I felt like there's really only one style to play God of War, and it was, even though it was like open world-ish, it's still very linear. Like, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. I felt more that Elden Ring's world was determined by my actions as opposed to being a part of God, just being a participant in the God of War story.
Well, I mean, that's because we're talking 2 different genres, though.
Yeah, I mean, but that's just how I felt about it.
Give me your Blades of Chaos. You don't deserve this anymore.
Yeah, my do I have them up?
Blades of
I don't know.
Chaos.
No, I actually have.
He has cool Blades of Chaos.
I actually have Blades of Chaos. Like,
when me and Charlie live together, I just every time I walk in, I'm like, oh, is there like a new fucking sword hanging up or something? This man owns more swords than like the Milady guy. You know what I mean? Like,
I actually only have 2. I have the blades, and I have a different Arthurian sword. But the I really just enjoyed every.
I love you.
I just really enjoyed every aspect of the game and the play style and just what you could do, different builds. You kind of, if you made that story out to be whatever it is that you want. Like, if you cared about the story, there's a ton of different lore that you had to read up on and do things about. It got really weird in certain aspects of it, but I was just really, really taken aback by that game, and I really enjoyed the multiplayer aspect, the PvP aspect. I normally don't PvP in those games, but that was kind of fun to try. I love doing like a full strength build and like dunking on people with 2 heavy hammers and such. It was just, I don't know, it hit differently than any other Souls game, and it just really. I went back and forth because they were tied for me at number 1, and I just like had to go back and review everything because God of War was so fresh, and this Elden Ring was in February, so I just had to go back and review it. And I started taking notes about things when I play certain games about like what I feel and how I react to it, and I had like way more notes about Elden Ring than I did about God of War, so it just really kind of came down to that. So, but I mean, but that's personally, that's for me, and if I could do a tie, it would probably be the 2 of those tying for first. But
time
they're
first. Yeah.
they're excellent games, and I'm really excited to see where God of War goes for the next iteration because they're done with the Norse series.
So
they
they
say.
yeah.
So they
Should I bite the bullet? Just go back and play finish the first freaking one again,
Yeah,
God of War 4?
or play it again? Yeah, okay. So long story. I picked it up. I didn't finish it on PlayStation because I couldn't handle two things: Kratos being a shitty father, and two, the view, the point of view, the POV, and all the stuff that was hitting you from behind. It was hard to like. So the way the combat went was just putting me off. And
Sure.
I
think that's a
then
fair,
when it came out
yeah.
so I put it down. Then it came out on PC, and they fixed some of that by widening the screen. It has like ultra wide support. And so that helped a little bit.
Your least favorite part was that he was a shitty father.
He was a shitty father. He was a terrible father.
I mean, he is
fair.
obviously.
Supposed to
Wait.
be.
Obviously, there's more baggage to it, but yes, he is not a good father.
Well, no.
No,
I mean,
he's not-
I've gathered in the second, in this game that they pointed the fact that he was pretty much not so great in the first one. So I'm sure that's part of why they're trying to like redeem themselves in this one.
Yeah. So
It's
like,
his redemption arc.
it's not a spoiler anymore. And early on, his wife dies and he's stuck with his kid, and his kid is talking about all the sad shit that is remembering his mother. And I'm like, the kid needs a hug. Hug your goddamn kid. Hug your fucking kid. And he's just sitting there like,
Boy.
doing nothing.
Yes.
Boy.
Yeah. From a modern
being
lens,
all super
obviously,
harsh
hug
with
your
him.
kid,
I'm like,
you fucking
yeah.
ding dong. But also
hug your
like,
kid. Exactly.
From
And
the
as
baggage
a parent
perspective,
of two young boys, that
the
hit.
shitty Spartan war. That's the thing. It's like, and I think that in the second one they really go into it about how bad Kratos' childhood was to the point where he's happy he even survived, and how he wants to make sure that Kratos never has to go into that. And I think that is a very important. Yeah, he is a terrible fight, especially in God of War 4. Like it is.
I think that's kind of. Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of like that for me. That was a hard thing to get over. I imagine, like you guys, a couple of guys being cat people. Like, imagine if there was a game where a dude just spent most of it kicking a cat down the street. Like, no, fuck this game, and everybody else is like, this game is amazing. Like, he kicks a cat.
I'm getting heated just even thinking about the fact that
serious.
you know what I mean.
Yo,
like,
one time I went to I was putting together an axe pug, and guy killed Mr. Bigglesworth at the beginning, and I kicked him out. I was like, we ain't cat killers around here, bitch. I don't play that game.
Exactly. So. Yeah, so as a parent of two young boys, that was a thing that
I feel
struck
that.
home for me.
Yeah,
and but again, everybody was talking about how good the game was and how much he does improve. And then all the talk about how good God of War Ragnarok is. I'm like, okay, fine, maybe I'll go back and just push through it, like the first season of The Office, where it got much better.
Yeah.
Very funny. That's a very funny. That's a very funny. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, just push through, just suffer through it, and you'll be fine.
Yeah,
but it's good. I mean, there is good redemption stuff for that. So, awesome. Well, it sounds like God of War, Elden Ring, and Horizon Forbidden West are our games of the years for us individually, and that's great. Now I know we're at 2 hours right now, and it's quite a bit of time. I do have an extra thing if we have an extra 10 minutes. I did something fun where normally, how we normally do like trivia and whatnot. I made a holiday themed trivia.
Wow.
So if we want to do it real quick, we'll take like 10 minutes and do it really fast. This one is.
How are we gonna do this? Do you have a plan?
Yeah, I have a plan. It's the same thing that we do before. It's just like a yes, no, whatever, however it feels. So this thing is whether or not you think that these games that I'm about to list, I have 10 games here, actually take place during the holidays.
Ooh, okay.
Like if they're Christmas themed, or or like Thanksgiving themed, or Hanukkah themed, or whatever, around those things. So that's not necessarily like if they take place, and so and it's going to be just a real quick rapid fire and whatnot. So. So first one up, and since Hooch, you're our guest, I'll let you have first crack at saying if you think it is or not, and then we'll just go down the list and tally it up and see who's the winner. It's kind of like our old Dom versus the world kind of stuff that we used to do.
Never forget.
All right, so first up, Batman Arkham Origins. Do you think it take place during the holidays?
Arkham Origins is during the holidays because I think it's a lot of snow, so it's during Christmas time. I think.
Yeah, I was
Between
gonna say, I'm
Thanksgiving
pretty sure
and
it's during
Christmas,
Christmas.
I've never played the game. I have no idea.
I'm
Yes.
saying yes.
Yes or no, Dom?
I'm saying I don't. I'm
Just
gonna be
guess.
different. I'll say no.
The Division.
First division.
The First Division.
The First Division. Oh,
I have no
boy.
idea, so I'm gonna say no.
Let me think. Let me think.
Go in
Yes.
order here. The answer is yes.
God of War Ragnarok.
Well, I don't know.
What?
I'm gonna go with no.
But like, wait, like our holidays are a fake, like in-game. Oh, what
Like
their
if it's
holiday
around,
might
does it
be.
revolve around Christmas or their holidays or whatever their, like Christmas, like December time.
Technically, yes.
See, this is what happens when you go first and aren't familiar with the material.
Well, it's Fimbulwinter.
Oh,
Sorry.
Lord.
What'd you say?
I'll
Hooch?
go with yes.
You say, what did you say? Hooch?
I said no.
Okay.
I don't know if I don't know if it's fair to change my answer after I already said it, but
It's
yeah.
up to you. You can change it if you want before I get the next one.
I mean, if it's
That's a very
Fimbulwinter,
sweet
then I'm
thing
going
to
to go with
do.
yes. Like I'll trust Dom on this one.
Number 4, Fortnite, not the Battle Royale, the original game Fortnite.
Wait, what original game Fortnite?
They actually have an actual like single player
Yeah,
game.
there's
What?
yeah. Does it take
I
place
did
during the
not
holidays?
know that, dude. Wow.
Ooh, I'm gonna say no.
I'm gonna say no. Also, I just have no idea.
I'm gonna say yes.
Dead Rising 4.
Damn it, 4. Okay.
I also don't-
Try to
I
remember.
don't know I don't know.
I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes. Dead Rising 4.
Ooh, is he coming through weird?
Yeah, as Hooch's robot mode. So
Yeah,
Say
robot.
No, it might go crappy.
What?
We stole all his internet.
Yeah, Argentina won the World
Yeah,
Cup, and
Xfinity.
he's just like, screw it.
streaming all the YouTube stuff now at the same time. So it's coming
Probably
through.
what my kids are doing downstairs. I don't know if you guys. Okay.
It's coming. It's getting back. It's getting
Is it
there.
better?
Yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there.
Yeah.
It's fine. It'll,
right.
at least the audio will be fine. So say that one more time. What was it?
I said yes.
Say yes. Okay. Josh.
I have no idea, so I'm gonna
Also
say no.
Okay.
I'm gonna say no too. I have no idea.
Metro Exodus.
Dude,
What are these
I have no
fucking games,
idea.
dude?
Where do you
Oh my
find these
God.
fucking games, dude?
Metro Exodus. Okay.
What the fuck is Metro
I'm gonna
Exodus?
I'm gonna say no. I mean, I know the Metro series, but I didn't know about Exodus, specifically. But I'm gonna say no.
Go ahead, Dom.
Well, you know what's the interesting point? Hooch brought up before. I know it like in a different game. He said, "I know it's snowing, so that must mean it's during the holidays. It could snow in like."
Yeah,
February,
I know,
my
and
guy.
it is in New York, so yeah.
I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with yes as well.
Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales.
I think I played a single one of these games.
Miles Morales is yes,
I'll say yes.
I'll say yes.
'cause I believe it takes place during Thanksgiving.
The Last of Us Part 2.
Is oh boy, hold on.
Oh,
I'm trying to think. I'm
well,
trying to
hold
think.
on.
Wait.
Can I ask something?
Sure.
Are birthdays considered holidays?
No. This would be like during
No.
like Christmas holidays.
I'm gonna get this wrong, but I'm gonna say no. I think I got that wrong, but
Josh?
I'm gonna say okay. Go ahead, Dom. You're next.
I don't know. I just don't know.
I'm gonna say yes because they have like some kind of formal dance before the whole shit goes down, where Ellie gets into a fight with Joel, and I think they're at like a Christmas dance. Something, right? It's themed, right? I don't know. That's my
Yeah.
guess. My guess.
Okay. Dom?
I thought I already answered
He
this. I
said,
already
he
said
said
no.
no.
Said no?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then the final one is Metal Gear Solid 2, the original OG 8-bit version.
Oh God.
He says, "Oh God."
The original 8-bit version. I'm gonna go with yes.
Yes.
I'll go with yes.
Okay. Everyone says yes to that. Okay. All right. So, just to recap. All right. So, Batman: Arkham Origins, yes, takes place over Christmas. So, it takes place
Nice.
Christmas Day. The Division, yes, takes place over Thanksgiving and Christmas. So,
yeah, because it first happens on Black Friday.
Black Friday. Yep. God of War: Ragnarok does not take place over the holidays.
Wait, it's Fimbulwinter. That is a holiday.
No!
That is
It's
not.
bad.
That is Ragnarok. That's the start of Ragnarok. Fimbulwinter is not a holiday.
You wouldn't consider Fimbulwinter a holiday?
No, it's not a holiday. It's not
Clearly-
over
clearly shows how
Christmas.
much you know about a mythical, made-up thing.
Yeah. Fortnite, the original, does not have a Christmas theme on it. They have Christmas
I'm
modes for the Battle Royale, but not the original one. Dead Rising 4 takes place over Christmas.
I definitely lost.
Metro Exodus does not take place over Christmas. It's just winter.
I'm definitely losing this.
Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales does take place over Christmas.
Okay.
The Last of Us Part
I've got
2
2 correct so far.
does not take place. There's
Motherfucker,
nothing. It's
dude.
just
I am
wintry. That's
definitely-
all
There's
it
no
is.
holiday.
And Metal
What's
Gear
the
Solid
dance that they go to? Damn it.
and Metal Gear Solid 2, the original, does take place over Christmas. It kicks off at Christmas Eve. The guy gets
There
kidnapped.
we
I
go.
got 3 right.
There we go.
I'm the worst at these trivia.
I didn't pay.
I'm
I don't
not
know what I
good
got
at
right.
these.
I didn't pay attention.
You did better than me.
Essentially, Hooch got them all right except for God of War. So
Damn.
See, this will happen. Damn it! I listened to Dom. No, it's all right. It's
I
all
was
good.
gonna say, like, this is what
Should've gone
happens
my
when you
gut.
change your mind.
Should-
Don't
Yep.
You know?
Should have gone my
don't tweak
gut.
the lineup.
Should've gone on your gut.
So
That's all I'm saying.
cool, awesome. Well, I always like doing those. Those were fun. Because it's just like I wanted to do like a themed for the end of the year and the holidays for everything. So I thought it'd be a fun way to do it, and I can really only do that once because it's only the same games. I couldn't find any. I was like, I think that was actually 9. So I was like, what are 10 games? And like, there are none that take place over like Christmas holidays.
Wow.
But
Damn.
cool. Awesome. Well, that's our Game of the Year episode. Hooch, thank you very much for joining us this year. I very much appreciate
Anytime.
it.
Yeah, it was fun.
And are you streaming anywhere people find you, or are you just kind of lurking in the Discords, wherever?
I'm just lurking around in Discord, still kicking around my own ideas of maybe running at some point at the whole "Let Me Be the Bad Guy" video series that I want to do. But it's just
Hell yeah.
getting time to do it has been difficult.
Yeah.
Because learning a new discipline has taken up a lot of my time.
Yeah, fair enough.
I feel you. I've been trying to do that thing that you gave me the idea for of the free to paywall. I just have not had time because I've been working on my basement, which has been great. So I have to do that.
Yeah, but once it's
Keep us
done,
updated
it'll
on
be
that.
tight though.
Yeah, it will be
Exactly.
done. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
it's
I'm trying to
looking
get it
pretty
done
good.
sooner than later. So
Very worthwhile deal.
almost to the
Yep.
point of where I can hire people to come do the rest of it. So because I'm
Yeah.
not doing drywall.
Ooh, nice.
Absolutely not doing drywall. Nope. Zero
Hire
interest.
somebody for that
Oh
shit.
yeah, not doing it. What? Why is this? Are you still around? Why does it say like automatically leaving session in 54 seconds? Fuck off,
Whoa,
Squadcast.
that's
Uh-oh.
interesting.
Wow.
I guess there's a 2-hour time limit on it. Great, awesome.
Okay.
All right. Well, everyone, thank you very much for coming out. You can find us on Instagram at og.podcast. Our website is ogpodcast.fm, where you can get this episode and every episode where we talk about what we're playing, what we're looking forward to, and a little bit of gaming news. And we'll get into what we're looking forward to in the next episode in 2023. So thank you all for that. I hope you all have a great holiday and a great new year, and we'll see everybody in 2023.
Happy holidays.
Just gonna do this till you cut.
Oh Lord. Just
Are we
doing-
still streaming?
Still streaming,
I think
still
we're still
going. I'm still haven't stopped recording yet, so I'm just letting you go.
Okay, let's stop recording because I really have to go to the bathroom. I really have to pee, and I made a promise that I wouldn't stop doing this until we stop recording. So I'm gonna need you to come on. I'm breathing heavy now. That's how out of shape I am.
I'm letting him go.
This is the best part.
This is the
This
best
is the
part.
best part of the whole pod.
So if
Yeah.
you're listening still, because this asshole hasn't stopped, I'm just punching the air. Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
All right, thanks everyone. I'll see you all later. Bye. Good luck on your platinum, Jeff.
Oh, eat a dick.
Oh, savage.
And then he cut it. You didn't
This
I
was
didn't
a
let him.
hilarious.
I didn't let him do it. It's still streaming, so
Oh
that'll
my
go out on
God.
YouTube at least. So.
A hilariously savage one. Oh man.
This
This motherfucker waited until the stream to do that official platinum. That was Charlie, that was so funny.
That was
Oh, that's
great.
so funny.
That was, yeah.
I'm gonna go cry on the couch.
No, you're not. You're gonna go and have a totally normal day.
That's good. So, all right. Well, thanks everyone. If there's anyone who wants me to do a raid real quick, put it in the chat and I'll do it.
Yeah,
I don't know who's streaming.
Who's going?
Anyway, what were we gonna say?
Figure out who's gonna raid. No, I was gonna say so I was gonna try to do a sneak attack on you real quick and get you a digital copy of Lego Star Wars Saga, but we're out of codes.
Are we still streaming on Twitch? Oh, we are.
We are still streaming. Yeah. So.
So
let's just go to Sun Raven.
Is he streaming?
There you go.
Yeah.
Send Raven. There you go.
Yeah.
I'll still try to see what I can do because hopefully we can get some more codes. It seems kind of stupid that the company that makes the damn game can't generate digital codes to freaking give to its employees.
Yeah, I mean,
so dumb. Yeah, so dumb.
All right, hit that raid now button, and we'll see you all soon. So, all right.
Like, you know when you have to go to the bathroom and you're just farting? Like, that's where I'm at. Like, I'm just farting a lot.
Oh, God.
All right, dude. All right, we'll see you guys later. All right. Peace out.
Later. I'm going to go deal with my kids.
Cheers. See you guys.
Later, guys.